Your mom and dad. Your mom and dad. Your mom and dad. Your mom and dad.
Welcome home, family. It's your mom and dad. Hello.
Good day. Good day.
Sorry to interrupt your little crooner session.
Crooner.
Can you sing it to me in a romantic way?
Your mom and dad. your mom and dad.
Can you sing it to me like Zach?
Your mom and dad. Your mom and dad. I can't get the tone right. Your mom and dad. I feel like that's just him trying to sing. He's like, this is a great song. Your mom and dad. It's like, no, it's got more of like, Zach, it's got more of kind of like a sing song. Okay. Your mom and dad. No, that's one tone. My new album. He's just like, fly me to the moon and let me play among the stars. Like,
Babe, it's so good we're going to get flagged. We're going to get demonetized because that song hits.
It's so dead on. They're like, was that the original?
Oh, hi, Lee.
Hi, Mom and Dad.
How are you?
Good. That impression just kills me every time.
I know. I was getting messages from the family about your Zach impersonation, and I cannot lie to you. Last episode, when you were doing that, I did pee my pants truly a tiny bit, and I did not actually admit to it on the podcast. And I felt like I should have taken a moment to be honest and be completely transparent with the family about the fact that I did kind of tinkle myself a little bit.
We're so open about urine too.
I know. I think I got to strengthen the pelvic floor a little bit. I know Christina M discussed that with the Kegels a few weeks ago.
Someone peed while they were playing football.
That's true. I think Gabby peed. I had a little tinkle sesh with your Zach impersonation. So I'm wearing a pad today.
Oh, a diaper?
In case. I do have a tiny thin pad on.
Do you really? A pee pad? Holy shit, this is awesome.
A little bit, and I didn't want to stain the chairs.
I love the idea of you having a pad during the podcast and me having a diaper at night, and we're just a pee podcast at this point.
How good does it make you feel that I am so confident that you're going to make me laugh so hard on this episode that I put a tiny pad on?
I mean, that's a great, it's not a great pickup line, but it's like, hey, babe, you're going to need a pad after we're done hanging out because you're going to be pissing your pants and you're going to soil yourself. And that's not good, though. You get a UTI. So let's get you a pad. What is that about the urinating when you, I've never had that feeling of I'm going to pee because I'm laughing. Unless I had so much water to where it's like I'm bursting already and then I start laughing.
I have always been a peer my whole life when I laugh. My mom and I both. It's genetic. I remember being in class in kindergarten and always getting anxious that my friends would make me laugh so hard because I would pee my pants. Whoa. Always. There was one time I had such a hysterical fit of laughter and I was wearing the dress up clothes in kindergarten.
Yeah.
And so I'm in one of the school's dresses and I'm sitting on the ground and I just start peeing everywhere because my friends were making me laugh so hard and I soaked the ground. And then all of a sudden the teacher's like, okay, it's time to clean up and get back to your seats. And I just sat there because I was like, I'm in a puddle of my own urine. And you know those that old carpet that's the blue that's just straight onto the concrete. There's no cush. It just showed everything. And I'm just sitting there and the teacher comes over and she's like, Jessica, you need to listen and respect me and you need to get up. I've asked you numerous times to get back to your seat. And I'm just like, I can't.
Dude, I remember this kid in first grade. He didn't feel good. And you know how we all did you guys have this when you had, it was everyone had mats? Everyone sat on their own mat.
Yeah.
And this kid threw up so much that he filled his entire mat. I remember literally it was like the Pyramid of Giza or whatever. It was perfectly just the entire mat. I remember we're all sitting there and he's just and I just remember thinking that was the most I've ever seen. It was so egregious. Oh, you know what I mean? Kids were always doing that too. I
got puked on in the middle of chapel at my school. No. There was a kid sitting behind me and he puked all down my back.
That's for me, vomit is number one. Like, number one worst. I can't do vomit.
This is a horrible way to start. Like,
people are eating their breakfast and they're just like,
sorry. Turn it up. Poor kids, man. It's tough to be a kid.
Kids are gross and they're just like, everything's coming out. They don't know how to control things.
I know. Let's just all acknowledge and just hug that small child inside of all of us when we all have those moments when you're like in kindergarten, first grade and your anxiety and like you're sick and you pee your pants and you just don't know what to do and you feel so anxious. Just hug that child right now. Just stop and hug that child. Okay, I do want to talk about a throwback to thinking about childhood in a second, but we do have to take a quick pause. We do have to take a quick pause here. So, can you believe we are getting into that time of year that we call spring cleaning? Hello, I need to get the room in order. Speaking of spring cleaning, which, by the way, it's my time. My sister is coming this weekend, and we are going to start trying to clean the room. The spring cleaning has begun, okay? But I've had to order some pieces from Article for this weekend for the organization because Article has everything you need to organize your bedroom, your living room, dining room, maybe the room with dressers, nightstands, sideboards, and more. Plus, they've got all the other furniture you could want to get your space looking its best. The room's about to start looking nice, okay?
It's going to be ballin'. We love our Article pieces. Article believes in delightful design for every home. And thanks to their online-only model, they have some really delightful prices too. And the quality. Article's team of designers are all about finding the perfect balance between style, quality, and price.
Also, Article offers fast, affordable shipping across the US and Canada. They won't leave you waiting around. You pick the delivery time and they'll send you updates every step of the way. Article's knowledgeable customer care team is there when you need them to make sure your experience is smooth and stress-free. They are just the best. Article is offering our listeners $50 off your first purchase of $100 or more. To claim, visit article.com/momdad and the discount will be automatically applied at checkout. That's article.com/momdad for $50 off your first purchase of $100 or more. Okay, I was gonna say, speaking of the whole childhood, give your small self a hug. I am starting today's episode. I am in a weird mood today. I'm feeling a little like giggly and a little floaty. I almost feel a little bit like I'm on drugs. Because you know that feeling when you've cried for like 48 hours straight and you feel like your whole body's buzzing?
Yeah.
That's what I feel like right now. So,
there's been a lot of tears. There's been a lot of tears in the Ambrose household.
I have been, bipolar said, "Hey bitch, what's up?" And she slapped me upside with a depressive episode for the past couple days. Holy smokes. And I have been crying 24/7. It's been like a faucet.
Well, it's more like what I've discovered. It's like you know what it is? You don't need a reason to launch into tears.
No.
I think that's what it is. Like last night we were talking and it was beautiful, but like I think I said two things and then it was an hour later. You know what I mean?
It was because I was like, speaking of childhood, it was one of those things where I'd start talking, I'm just bawling, and then I'd finally like kind of settle myself down and then would be like, and then when I was in second grade and it just was like on a loop, you know what?
Yeah.
And
it was sweet and honest, but it was like, I remember there was a moment when I was sitting there listening to you and I was kind of like going, you're just kind of, I could leave and you could just be kind of doing this.
Yeah, no, you were just an object in the room.
I was something to talk at. Yeah. I wasn't a part of this at all.
No, but I did need someone to talk
you
at.
Needed someone to be.
I appreciate that. So, point is, today I woke up and I'm feeling good.
You've expelled.
Yes, and I'm coming out of it, and I have that weird kind of buzzy feeling in like my fingertips when you've been crying for so long. But I was just thinking about it, and I just wanted to send just a shout out of love to everyone in the family, whatever anyone's going through. I don't know, each listener individual, if you're going through a tough time, if you're feeling, some sort of way with like, whether it be your mental health or your physical health or whatever's going on, or if you're having just wonderful days, that we're here for you. We're all in this together. We're not alone. And I'm just excited to be able to have this space to come every week and just,
it's beautiful.
I don't know, talk shit on some fun reality TV and laugh and just have a good old time. And just a reminder that you never know what everyone's going through. And I think of that sometimes to all of our listeners, and you're not alone. Sending everybody
Beautiful
love.
message. Thanks, babe.
Yeah, you know what? It's just I would just wish I could give the whole family a huge IRL hug.
Wow.
And then cry on all of you.
And then cry, and then you sit there
and then
while
you all
yeah,
can
yeah.
be the Evans where I cry at you for hours and hours and hours.
And I need
for no apparent reason.
And I didn't need to hear that message from you because I have not been grumpy at all.
Yeah, and Evan, I've been having a little bit of a depressive swing, and Evan has been a grumpster the past few days for also
what's going on with me.
Yeah,
why am I so grumpy?
We were low the past couple days.
Yeah,
for no rhyme or reason,
dude. And the weekend was so good. I went hiking with Ember. We had a blast.
We had the B-Day party for real. We had a great weekend.
Day. We went dinners and hanging out and having a great family time. And I literally was just like this the whole time, just like. Meh.
Ember was just a jewel and a half.
She was amazing.
We had a great week before. We've been loving what we've been doing, but that's just it. That's just what life is.
Jupiter's in retrofit or something. You know what I mean?
Mercury and Gatorade.
Yeah. Mercury and Gatorade. So dumb, but I loved it. Mercury's in Gatorade, dude.
Mercury and Gatorade.
No, but I don't know if Mercury is in retrograde. I don't follow those things, but I believe him because every time I get grumpy, someone tells me that shit's going on. So
yeah.
Maybe it's not, but maybe it's just
you
Evan's
were
in grumpy mode.
I was emotional.
But I feel already better today.
I know. We both kind of woke up and we're like, I genuinely think it's doing this. I think it's like knowing that I was like, okay, we get to come in and we get to talk and have a good time and be silly and have a moment with the family, even though we're not sitting in the room with them, of course, minus Lee, who is part of our family.
I just woke up saying, "You are beautiful
in every single way. Words can't bring you down."
I was not ready for that. I'm so sorry. That was beautiful.
Did you really wake up feeling that way? You were just ready to get in that zone?
I just really take my life by the horns and just get out there and ride the bull, baby.
But it's what we talked about, honestly, in the first episode with like enjoying those small, quiet moments. Been trying to practice that, and that's been really helpful. But I don't know. I just wanted to share that I've been low for a few days and Evan's been grumpy, and just know that if you're feeling whatever way you're feeling, you're not alone.
Whatever way you're feeling, come as you are.
Yes.
Be here now.
Yes.
Dang.
Yes. And speaking of being here now, we are going to be going over the third episode of Zach's season. And then in a hot minute after we recap, we are going to be joined by Justine and Natasha of Two Black Girls, One Rose podcast, which we love. And we are going to be going over some of the fashions of the Grammys from this last weekend, and our kind of fashion critic moment, and go over our thoughts and feelings on the clothing choices, which is super excited about that. Love both of them. And then some call home moments.
Wouldn't miss it for the world.
So should we just get right into Zach? Should we do this? Let's put a smile on our faces.
Let's get into Zach.
Oh my gosh. Okay. One thing before talking about Zach specifically that needs to happen. Yeah. Okay. During last night's episode, we had another promo, a request for casting for the senior version of The Bachelor. Lee, I don't know if you know about this, but they have now officially put out there, when I say they've been doing it for 8 months, aka maybe 2 years, and we still haven't gotten this show yet, so who knows if it'll ever happen, but they're wanting to do a senior version of this show. So I have no idea if they're planning on having it be like a senior bachelor and then a bunch of, women who are contestants who are older, or if they're going to have it be more Bachelor in Paradise-esque, right? Like maybe, 12 men, 12 women, or whatever they're going to do. I
like the idea of a senior home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
A senior home, they're all in there. Uh-huh. And they're all like 85.
Okay, this is a little younger.
It's just hardcore. You know what I mean? Everyone's hooking up. It's wild.
It's like real world.
I was gonna say, but
that's
that's how the retirement communities are in real life.
Yeah. Real freaky.
Yeah, because think about it.
When you got 2 years left, you're like, all the rules, all the ideas you had are out the window, baby.
Yeah, no.
We're getting down with it.
I mean, think about it. When I'm at that point, I'll be like, yeah, I'm around now.
Not if I'm around, you're not. We're in there together, praying.
Yeah, we'll be swinging around.
Dude, it'll just be like, baby, yeah.
Yeah, think about it. You're older, like, you've lived your life, and now you're around like all these new people who are friends, and you're just like, kicking it every day, playing some croquet, listening to music, doing a little bit of dancing.
Get these. Okay, so let's get back to the show. Sorry.
So the point is that I don't know how this just hit me.
Yeah.
But family, my mom is officially a single woman. We have to nominate her.
Oh my God.
We have to nominate her. She's a single woman again. She's out on the town. She's officially, I think they're looking for 65. So she's like a smidgy young, but I don't know how strict they are.
Yeah, I'm sure they allow.
We could throw in a 63, right?
Yeah. I think
we need to nominate Sylvia, okay? It's going to be really hard to convince her to do it. But everyone start hashtagging nominate Sylvia. Okay?
Nominate Sylvia.
And maybe we can encourage her enough to do it.
And we get Game of Roses on to coach her.
Exactly. She works with Clues.
She works
arm in arm with Clues. And Clues sends her right to the top.
Wow. Your mom, I mean, the content alone. The conversations we could have on this podcast, if your mom was currently on the show, would be
That's what I'm saying.
Of control.
Can you all imagine if my mom were to be on the senior version of The Bachelor, first season ever, too, season 1 of the future of potentially this show, and we got the on the ground IRL insight.
And then what if she goes on the show and then just becomes an influencer?
Yeah, that's what I'm hoping for her. I'm hoping for her.
I would imagine there's a big like hole for senior influencers.
1,000%. Think about that.
Like, here's the vitamins I need. Here's the stretching. Here's the whatever.
Let's be real. Like, in the Instagram space, older and older people are taking over, right? It's the same thing that happened to Facebook. More the older people came.
Sure.
Now Instagram, it's older, and then the people moved to TikTok because of the youth, whatever. So I feel like Instagram and Facebook, my mom could crush some serious influencing. Set her up for retirement, baby. Let's do this thing.
What'd your mom be like?
Let's be family influencers.
Wow.
If my mom got 5 million followers,
5 million?
She'd never call me back.
God, dude. She'd just be in Bora Bora
She'd be like,
or something.
Bye.
She's like, I'm in Bali again at another sponsored hotel. Oh my gosh.
But
I love it.
Anywho, everyone, let's band together. Let's try to create a hashtag. Let's get some energy going for Sylvia. Let's get Sylvia on Senior Bachelor. Okay. I mean, let's try to get Sylvia as the Senior Bachelorette.
Stand for Sylvia.
Oh, yeah. Senior Bachelorette Sylvia. Okay. Let's make her the Bachelorette.
You guys come up with your own hashtags in the comments.
Like, everyone just do their own
Everyone
hashtag.
do your own. I think that's how it works.
Whichever one is the best. We'll just rise to the top.
And just like, hopefully that one ends up
hopefully
working.
that one, they see it.
Oh, okay. Anywho, well, Mom, I believe in you. I believe that you will be the Senior Bachelorette.
Yeah.
And I can't wait to meet my new dad.
Oh my God. What an insane. I didn't even think about that.
I can't wait to meet my new dad. Bring dad home.
So we can have a co-host.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
But they'll come here for hometowns, right?
Oh, shit.
It's got to be the flip.
Right. And then we have him on the pod and we interview him. This is getting better with a minute. I love this.
Oh my God. This is our moment. This is our moment.
This is our moment.
The ultimate sabotage.
Whatever moment this is that
This is
moment.
our moment. This is the ultimate sabotage of how we get in. We finally get to be part of the show. I, for years, have been Bachelor adjacent. I am not actually part of the franchise.
It's tough to be in a relationship
I'm
and on the show.
friend. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, sure. Yeah, no, that makes it a little tough.
Yeah.
You have not been flexible enough to let me go and try.
True.
I also think it would be fun.
Go.
No
one cares. Go.
I also think it would be fun if you and I applied to the show.
Oh, like a poly couple?
You're just like applied separately and just like saw what happened.
But they know about us.
I mean, maybe not.
They definitely know about you. They definitely know about you.
But I'm just saying, the casting producer, like, does it say in the application? I doubt it says in the application, are you married or not? The Bachelor franchise is not open enough to be like, are you married? Are you poly? Like, they're just like, we're assuming you're obviously single.
Right.
So we don't have to say that we're married. You just go on and just see what happens.
They're going to Google you and be like, wait, what? She talks about the show and she's married and she has a child.
Maybe I go by another
That's
name.
Not me. It's my twin sister.
I guess you have
this is falling apart.
You have to eventually show driver's license and all that type of stuff. But
we tried. We tried so hard.
I think I'm going to do it anyway. I think I'm going to have both. I'm going to set both of us up for an application process, and I just want to see how far we can get. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, see if we can at least maybe get a Zoom interview.
Yeah.
Or once they start doing casting calls again in person, perhaps see if we go to a live casting call.
I think it would be cool if they brought in someone who was married. And then they're like, why are you here? And it's just like, just trying to spice things up a little bit. Just trying to, just kind of a regret of mine. I never went on a dating show. And they're like, really? And then like they're doing ITMs and he's talking about his wife or she's talking about her husband. And then like they got like maybe they visit them on the show. And they're like, what is happening here? But the show's just trying to bring some new angles.
I mean, it's
worth a shot. It's worth a swing.
Yeah, 1,000%.
Okay.
I'm just going to try it. See how far we get.
Call the agents.
All right. Well, let's get into Zach and this episode. Okay. We start with a shower scene, which I think we're going to get a shower scene every single episode.
I think they shot one shower scene and then they're just going to cut it up and use it every time.
How long do you think they shot for? They just made Zach stand in the shower.
It's an hour, 2 hours.
For 2 hours. Yeah. He's like, my skin is falling off. Yeah.
I like the idea of like every time you see him, he's redder and redder from just the heat. But what if they did an OnlyFans? You know, like what if they did a thing how like they released an OnlyFans version of the show, and on the OnlyFans version of the show, you see the exact same show except nothing's blurred out, and they show everything.
I believe this is a fantastic idea for an OnlyFans show. Because I would imagine
a dating show where you see the full hookup.
I would imagine a lot of the contestants going on The Bachelor and Bachelorette aren't fully comfortable with the OnlyFans. Like, who knows? You know, maybe I'm wrong.
Profits.
But I don't know if Zach would be down for that or not.
True.
But
probably not.
On OnlyFans, that would be a great concept to have a Bachelor Bachelorette show.
Or like Love Island.
Yeah, but then have it all.
But
if the contestants are all famous like OnlyFans individuals.
Yes.
Not a bad idea.
I will say we come up with a lot of business ideas on here. We don't use them. We just give them to you so that you can go make $1 trillion.
We come up with tons of business ideas, zero follow through.
And
that's
then you
what we do in this house.
And we'll see in 10 years all our business ideas will make $1 billion. Sick.
Please don't forget about us.
So we got shower scene.
Yeah. Okay. Zach FaceTimes Sean, and I started laughing uncontrollably, and you were looking at me. We didn't discuss this. Like, why in God's name are you laughing? And it was because when he pulled the phone out to FaceTime Sean, and I know what he was saying, but it made me giggle. He said, look, I'm trying to find my best friend. So I wanted to give my friend Sean a ring. Yeah. Like, I know what he was saying is that he wants to find his best friend like Sean found his best friend. But it was giving me the vibe of that Zach was calling to be like, I'm really trying to look for my best friend. And so I'm going to call Sean.
I'm going to call my best friend.
Sean's my new best friend.
Yeah.
Like Jesse Palmer, he's never around. We haven't really gotten very close.
That's true.
And so Sean, him and I really connected.
Yeah.
He helped me work out. He scrubbed me down with a shower brush, which we never saw. And I really feel like we've gotten past that vibe of friend into best friend territory. He gave me his number. He's going to regret it because now I'm going to FaceTime him every day. And now he's my best friend.
And he FaceTimes him and Sean's like, hello? Like, who is this? And then Zach's just like, dude, it's me. Your best friend. How have you been? And there's nothing kind of tougher than when like someone is like, oh, that's my best friend. And the other person's like, oh, they're cool. You know what I mean? Like that moment when like, do you ever have that when you're like, you say, oh, he's my best friend. And then you later hear that person say like, he's one of my buddies. And you're like, fuck. Like that's what was going on with Sean. Sean's like, oh, you're still calling me. Oh, got it. Okay. Sorry. What's up, dude? How you been?
My wife. And
then Zach's like, you're my best friend now. You know what I mean? And it's like, you know.
Sean comes back to host one of the group dates and Zach introduces him. He's like, this is my best friend, Sean. Yeah. And Sean's like, okay.
Sean's like, thank you. It's like, I love you. And it's like, thank you for that. It's like that. It's like the friend version of that, you know?
He pulls up Sean to FaceTime him and he's just like, Sean, I have a question for you. What do you think bad bitch energy is?
Oh my gosh. Sean, I'm sure you're being a bad bitch out there. How you been, my dude? He's just like, what? Oh, what's up, man? How you been? I'm sorry at work. You're crazy, man. You're always crazy. Love that about you. It's one of my favorite things about you. Just like, oh.
Oh, no, not the someone thinks they know you.
Yeah. Oh, they're just like, dude, you're classic Sean. Sean's like, dude, they're paying me to jump on this FaceTime with you. I don't know what to tell you. Sean, you're always so funny. Talking about money. You're hilarious, Sean. Sean, the big ass man. Shawnee boy. Yeah, it's a tough look. The FaceTime was a tough look because there's this real desire.
I know what he was. They had him FaceTime.
I know, but I love idea.
But I love the idea of him being like, "Hey guys,
you guys mind to take a second?
Do you mind to take a second? Can someone give me Sean's number? I felt like we crossed that line and we really became best friends.
Yeah.
So would you mind
No, he already had the number, and then he's like, you guys give me 5. I got to FaceTime a buddy real quick, one of my best friends, everyone in the crew had seen him shake hands with him that week before, so they knew they had just met that week. He's like, guys, I just want to FaceTime like a really, really close friend, kind of a mentor of mine. Sean, how are you? And then like Sean's like, what's up, dude? Sorry, I just kind of put the kiddo down. What's going on with you, man? He's like, you're on the show. Anyway, I'm trying to find my best friend like you, but like the girl version. What do I do? Yeah, like there's something. Yeah, I don't know. That was so weird. It was almost like Sean had signed a deal, and they were like, you're doing 2 FaceTimes. You're doing 1 in-person, 1 FaceTime. And then they were like, we kind of forgot about the FaceTime. Let's throw it in real quick.
I think they're going to have him come back again. And he's definitely going to be after the final rose.
For sure.
Yeah, he definitely signed a deal.
It's like a mentorship deal. Yeah, I don't really know.
I'm like, what about Jesse Palmer? You know
what
I mean?
about the guy whose job it actually is?
What about the host?
God, the guy's just surfing in Hawaii.
No, the host was too busy making sure that his nephew got a job to do the music, which we will get to.
Yeah.
When his nephew showed up for the music performance, Jesse Palmer's nephew was our musical guest.
Cousin.
Yes, excuse me, cousin. Jesse Palmer's cousin was our musical guest. That's what this franchise has come to, even though he was quite talented.
He actually was good. It was like I was ready for it to suck and that it was good. I was like, okay.
It was quite impressive.
An emotional song.
Okay, before we actually get into the episode, let's take a quick pause.
Yes.
So probiotics has been that hot word, that hot term for years now. Well, turns out everything you think you know about probiotics may have been wrong. I know, but here's the good news. Seed's DS-01 Daily Symbiotic is the real deal. I've been using Seed for years now, and I love it. It has really, really helped support my digestion and my skin.
Seed's Daily Symbiotic is a broad spectrum 2-in-1 probiotic plus prebiotic. Its capsule protects against stomach acid, digestion, enzymes, and bile salts for viability through digestion. What does this mean? The live probiotics will actually make it to the end of the small intestine for delivery into the colon. If you've taken a probiotic before and you've never felt a difference, it's likely because the good bacteria wasn't surviving your GI tract. Seed is designed differently, and that's why it works.
Seed will support ease of bloating, healthy regularity. Okay, that's been a huge one for me, the regularity. Yeah. It's been game-changing. Evan knows firsthand. Yes. It used to be a struggle of mine.
Yes.
Seed has very much helped that.
We're moving.
Yes, and the ease of evacuation, if you know what I mean. But it will also support your gut barrier, skin health, like I had mentioned, heart health, and micronutrient synthesis. And by the way, many see improvements in digestion within 24 to 48 hours, which include bowel movement regularity and ease of bloating. I personally saw improvements within a day and a half of first taking it. It was incredible.
Start a new healthy habit today. Visit seed.com/momdad and use code MOMDAD to redeem 20% off your first month of Seed's DS-01 Daily Symbiotic. That's seed.com/momdad and use code MOMDAD.
So my life can get a little hectic sometimes, and the truth of the matter is I also just get very easily overwhelmed, okay? So I need all the help that I can get. Thankfully, Daily Harvest does more so I can do less. Think stress-free meals delivered to your doorstep, okay? Daily Harvest delivers delicious harvest bowls, soups, flatbreads, snacks, smoothies, lattes, and more built on organic fruits and vegetables. Evan and I have been known to actually fight over Daily Harvest meals in our house because we love them so much. So we've learned to always keep our fridge stocked. Stocked with Daily Harvest. Yes, so that's what we've learned.
Of course.
Less arguments, you know?
I had a flatbread and a smoothie just yesterday.
Oh, so good.
Daily Harvest works directly with farmers to source the best ingredients, freezes them at peak ripeness to lock in flavor and nutrients, and they never use artificial preservatives or ingredients. With nourishing and easy to press options, I never have to think twice about what to eat for my next meal, snack, or dessert. Everything stays fresh in our freezer until we're ready to dive in.
It also really helps reduce food waste. Honestly, I've loved everything I've ever eaten from Daily Harvest, but my personal favorites are, number one, their mint and cacao smoothie. Ooh. It is so good. I would eat it every single day if I could. Okay.
So good.
I mostly do. I eat it constantly. In fact, just shipped a bunch of smoothies to a friend who's been super busy right now and has a lot going on because the smoothies are so delicious and they're quick to make at home. It really does make a great gift. Also the sweet potato and wild rice hash harvest bowl. Yes, please. Evan throws a little bit of egg on top, a little bit of hot sauce. It is so good. Yum. And for the love of God, check out their scoops and bites. Everything from Daily Harvest is so good.
So good. Let Daily Harvest do more so you can do less. Go to dailyharvest.com/momdad to get up to $40 off your first box. That's dailyharvest.com/momdad for up to $40 off your first box. dailyharvest.com/momdad.
Okay, so this episode we have 2 one-on-ones and 1 massive ass group
super date, which even isn't a date. You have to compete in order to get the date.
Yes, you have to fight for your life to compete with like 20 other women on one giant group date.
Physical dominance.
But the first one-on-one date that is had is, Evan, I think it's historical.
Yes.
There's a fantasy suite that's included. It's part of the package.
Insane.
It's part of the package. This is the 3rd week.
Have you seen this before?
I'm saying it's historical. I don't think it's ever been done. At least not this soon. And I don't think it's ever been done by any means this soon, like as part of the date.
Why do you think they did it? Do you think they're trying to drum up drama? You think they're have them hook up, then it causes drama at the house? Do you think they're just trying to see if this works for the future? Like, why would they do this?
That's an interesting question. It's got to be one of two things. Either number one, they're like, these women all really like each other. Yeah. They're holding hands.
Mess with them a little
They're
bit.
Doing each other's makeup. They're cuddling in bed. If I was one of these women, I would be spooning with another one. I'd be like,
I feel like they'll just like be friends and leave. And they're like, to be honest with you, Zach, like we're good.
I'm like, bye, Zach. I found my new bunk buddy and we spoon and I don't feel lonely and I'm not scared of the producers because I have all of my besties with me. So they're either like, we need to try to get some sort of drama going. I'd be interested why, if they were trying to get drama started, why they would choose Kaity, though, because it was clear that everyone loves Kaity in the house. I'd think that you'd maybe try to choose someone who's going to be a little more like drama starting.
Unless they
give Christina a second one-on-one date.
Oh my God, that would have been amazing.
That would have been
But then it would have been too obvious.
Yeah.
I wonder if there's a level of like, they thought that maybe they had a really strong connection, so they actually had a chance at hooking up or something, and maybe like, I don't know. What did you think about the?
I was gonna say though, I think it's either because they are trying to start drama in the house, or they are trying to give a love story, and so maybe they feel like Kaity and Zach really have a connection, and so they're like, we're going to try to hook our lead up. Maybe Katie's his like, because here's the thing, I've heard with past contestants, they discuss how a lot of them feel like within the first week or two, they know they're like the two people that they're interested in.
Big time.
So maybe Katie's one of Zach's.
Seems to be.
I mean, they connected.
I think he's getting wifey vibes.
But I don't know. I don't know. I definitely think that there's a strong connection there, but I also feel like I'm seeing, I don't know if she's his front runner.
I don't know. I don't think he'd want to do 12 hours in a bed. Probably doesn't have a choice, does he?
That's what I'm saying. Maybe he does. It's kind of a toss-up right now, because if they're trying to be like, okay, this franchise needs a love story that's going to work and make us producers look less terrible, trying to incite drama.
Yeah.
Maybe she's one of his number ones.
Yeah.
And they're like, we're going to try to help your love story move more quickly by allowing this. My tendency is I think they probably want to start drama, but I don't know why they would choose Kaity if they wanted to start drama.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Magical date. Yeah.
I mean, are you joking?
At first, I was not feeling it just for the sake of like, I don't know. It's like kind of a 7-year-old boy's fantasy to be like,
it's the night at the museum.
Like, you know what I mean? To be like in a museum with like a bunch of dinos. You know what I mean? Like my nephew he's like 10 and he loves that stuff. Every time I see him, he's like, did you know the Velociraptor was ability? You know, you're like, okay, like that would be ideal. You know, to be like, oh my God, like all night I could just like look at different dinos all night. You know, like so that was my first thought was like, is this great or is this like a 5-year-old's fantasy? And then the more I saw
coming face to face with your own mortality, like look at these creatures that would have murdered you thousands of years ago and now here we sit amongst their bones. Yeah,
it's just like they're studying evolution and also like hooking up. Like, so at first I was like, I see it as a cool like moment, but to be like, we're spending the night here all night. Maybe I thought they were gonna say like introducing Night at the Museum 3, you know, whatever. But
stop. Oh my God. I didn't even think of the fact that it might have been a commercial.
The more that it went, the more I was like, this is actually pretty special.
It was everything to me.
You loved it.
That date, like, I want to do it with you so badly. Like in my bouts of sadness the past few days, I'm like, nothing would really pick me up more than having a night where you reserve.
Yeah.
I'm just going to let you know right now, if you truly love me, you would reserve. You'd figure out how to drum up the cash to make sure that we have a night at the museum.
Yes.
Because they had lanterns and they were like moving about in the darkness.
Yeah.
It wasn't one of those things where, oh, hi, Ashley.
Come here, Ash. Come on.
Speaking of night at the
come here.
Come on.
Oh, there we go.
No, they had like their lanterns and
it was very magical. It was
and
magical.
It felt like a movie. And then, you know, they had this now, okay, truth be told, when they were sitting together and having their one-on-one conversation, I did feel like there were big parts of it missing. Like clearly the two of them really vibe together. But we had a picture of Kaity in the very first episode where she made a comment about like, I had a ex and he was trash and she was funny. And then in their first moments together,
flirty, fun,
super flirty,
good energy.
And then this was, and she brought it up later where she was like, he got to see more of my serious side. But I felt like she probably told him more about her ex and we didn't see it. We just saw a lot of moments of them kind of like staring at each other like this and going like, yeah.
And then she started crying out of nowhere. She's like, well, you know, it's been hard for me. And then crying. And then he's like going, you deserve more than this. Like, it was like, wait.
But there was no
explanation of why they were even talking so seriously.
And we as the audience know a little bit that I can like put 2 and 2 together. But it also felt like I was like, but I want to get to know Kaity. Like, what did Kaity say? What did she say about the ex? What happened?
They also kind of seemed like they were drinking, maybe.
They seemed a little fuzzy.
You know what I mean? She kind of had those eyes like, you know when you have like a couple beers and you're sitting there and he's kind of sitting there going,
Yeah,
like they almost seemed like they've been sipping champagne for a couple hours.
She seemed a little more like shy and quiet to me. He seemed more sauced.
Yeah, he was a little sassy. Remember when he grabbed her? From the group, he's like, "Girls, you smelling me? Woo!" Like he had been drinking. I think he was drinking in his room, and then he got a little like fun and flirty. Do you think
because he's a little tight, the producers are trying? I think he's a little tight. Have him drink,
trying to get him to be like, "Let's loosen this guy up a little bit."
He's like, "If you brought Sean here, like I would feel more comfortable."
Yeah,
and they're like, "No, he costs too much.
He's
We're
like,
just going to give you a little bit of booze."
Come in bed with us? And they're like, "No, he's got a kid. He doesn't want to do that." But yeah, I felt like, okay, so then, you know, he goes, do you want to spend the night? And there was a level of like, I could see some of the women saying, or some, I don't know, saying no, maybe, I don't know, like, not like,
really?
Maybe not. It just felt early. Like, I do feel like it's a pretty big jump to be like, this is the first time we've ever hung out alone. Yeah. And I'm in bed with you.
I mean,
like, I could understand where that would be. Maybe no one would say no, but like nervous at least, be like, whoa. That's a quick jump.
Yeah, I mean, I would feel more, if I'm being completely honest, like I would feel more nervous. Well, you know me, and I don't like do well with sleeping people, so I'd be like, this is gonna be rough for me.
Right.
But I think that if I was Kaity, I'd be worried about the next day that I feel like I'd have a target on my back.
Yes.
I'd be like, I'm going to go from being like besties with everyone in the house, and now all of a sudden, are they going to have it out for me because I got this leg up and I had this special time? Like, obviously, if I'm Kaity, I'm taking 1,000% advantage of it, which I think anyone in that situation should. Yeah. This is a time where I really don't think that they hooked up.
No, it doesn't seem like it.
But this is the time where you get to have, like, you know.
I mean, like she said, she came back in the morning and she's like, I didn't sleep at all.
No.
That means they... maybe hooked up, but if not hooked up, that means they just talked for 10 hours and basically got to know each other and ask each other all about each other's dreams. Talk about a leg up. You come back from that.
They put their bunks together.
I mean, that's a class.
And they put their bunk beds together and they got cozy, and I heard some smooching, and what I'm imagining is happening is that there's some making out going on and then like sharing each other's dreams, and they had matching PJs, Evan.
And then they spooned.
Evan, they had matching PJs. They had those tiger PJs that were matching.
They had matching. And then they probably got up. Maybe they even got up for a little bit and walked around.
Oh my God, in the middle of the night.
In the middle of the night, walked around.
That is...
When the crew was asleep, they got up and they're like, I don't think everyone's asleep. Let's go.
And then they went into the exhibits and made love in the exhibits.
And they made love on top of the saber-toothed tigers.
Oh my God.
Yeah. And then they realized a new kink. They're like, oh my God, I had no idea that I was so sexually charged by having sex around prehistoric animals. And then now they have their new thing.
And now it's their new special thing. That's just between the two of them.
Prehistoric.
And now whenever they're together, when all the women are around, they do some sort of like some sort of like pterodactyl sound. And then they know that each other is turned on.
Oh my God. Oh my God. And prehistoric sex is what gets me going.
Ew.
that was my ASMR, guys. That wasn't me trying to be sex noises. Although it came across it's hard. Okay. So next morning.
Okay, so yeah, they pushed their bunks together and they were talking, and you have to take advantage of that situation because you actually might get to know someone.
Yes, I mean that is like prime time, once in a 20 season.
And think about this: opportunity. If he sticks with Kaity through up until Fantasy Suites, she will have had 2. Yes. So by the time that he gets to Fantasy Suites, listen, lest us not forget that Zachary Shallcross,
lest us not
even though I don't think it's definitely not Zachary, because she called him Zachary at one point and he was like, oh.
He was like, Zachary?
I mean, is that crazy to think that your name is actually Zachary?
No, I think it's like mom, I think it's like my mom's the only one that calls me that.
Well, Zachary Shallcross is known from his season with Rachel that everything was golden until he went into that goddamn Fantasy Suite, and then we saw the tear the next morning when he talked about the beans. He talked about that good old cup of joe and those good
Coffee's
beans.
Good, yeah. It's like, yep.
And it said
shit.
Everything changed in the Fantasy Suite, and it was cold, and she shifted, and I was like, I never knew her. So 1,000%, Zach is anxious going into the Fantasy Suites. Yeah. He's scared about what's going to happen. From what we saw with Kaity, whatever happened, it went well. So now, if he ends up taking her to the Fantasy Suites eventually,
feels more confident.
She's his safe haven.
Yeah, I agree.
She's everything to him.
Yeah,
because he's like, I know if all the other ones go bad, I've already had a Fantasy Suite with her, and I know we're gonna have fun. We're gonna go right back into how it was. She's got a leg up.
Literally
a leg up on the saber-tooth tiger.
On the prehistoric mammoth.
She came so stupid. She came home in, of course, producer fashion. Yes. They made her stay in her matching PJs.
Change. They're like, sorry, we already took your clothes back to the mansion.
They're like, oh, she comes out. She's like, where are my clothes? And they're like, oh, we burned them.
The saber-tooth ate them.
One of the animals destroyed them.
Yeah, right.
We had to throw them into the fire, and they're gone. You're going to have to go back home. She's like, can I have a brush and like a little bit of... No, we don't have a brush.
And then right as they leave, they go, oh, I hope you have fun. And then they like,
just
make
do
it a
little smudge her lipstick and have her come in. But yeah, she came in, and of course, everyone is feeling a little tense.
And they were that night too. They're like, where is she? It's late. What's going on? Whatever. whatever. So
and yeah, they started to feel. They went from talking about how they made out with Zach and how Zach spit into each of their mouths individually, into being like, we don't want to hear about the intimacy that's going on. So the energy is shifting.
It's shifting because things aren't even anymore.
That's right.
Before it was like we all kissed him. Now everyone can talk about how we kissed him. That's all good. Yeah. But it's like, wait, you went to his mom's house. You might have had sex with him. Maybe not. Maybe either way, you had 12 hours of conversation. So now no one's. It's less exciting to hear about how great everything's going because there's a lot of people missing out.
The power dynamic is off. Now the women are talking about it. Specifically, Gabby brought up that she's like, I'm nervous because Kaity's such an amazing woman and she could really see something
Nothing worse
working.
than the person who's amazing getting 12 hours of bedtime.
But it is interesting then to have that person in that position who's in the power position a little bit in that way that everyone loves.
Yes.
So I'm interested to see how that will play out. But she showed up exhausted. And I'm sure Zach was exhausted, but Zach, he's the lead. Zach is not allowed sleep.
You're not allowed to sleep.
Sleep is for the free.
Like that. That's the Bachelor will be operational. The Bachelor will be operational, and there will be no downtime.
He's just home after getting an hour and a half of sleep, and he's like, "Hey everybody, I'm feeling a little winded, feeling a little tired after last night. Could I just get about 30-minute, just a quick power nap?"
You will be on your knees. Get up. And get out and play football with these ladies. Watch them, enjoy it. And do not show signs of sadness. Do not show signs of tiredness. You will be operational. That's pretty good. I mean, that doesn't really sound like
Emperor Palpatine
yeah. That's Star Wars.
Like,
Star Wars, the Death Star. If you don't watch, that was me being like a evil ruler of the Bachelor, being but I will say she looked exhausted, right? She kind of came in, she's like, I'm a little sleepy, and then he actually looked like ripping. He was going. So maybe
that's because they're pumping him full of who knows what.
Yeah, they're giving him some sort of steroid or something.
They're giving him more alcohol.
Oh, there's this drink, boy.
Just like more mimosas.
Yeah.
Time for Zach tequila shots. Time to get up.
Yeah, that's true.
No, because he was. I mean, granted, maybe they gave him like an hour or two, and we caught her directly. Later in the day. But like, I just hear leads always talking about within interviews that you're just like, I was on the edge. Like, I'm so tired.
Football.
But you know what? Sleep is for the what's that word?
Well, I always say sleep when you're dead.
Yeah, ain't no rest for the wicked. That's
ain't
what it
no
is.
rest for the wicked. But here's the thing: sleep when you're dead. You know what I mean? That's just doctor's advice. Hey, man. There's no science to back up that sleep's good for you anyways.
Okay, so how we're going to do
sleep in water. No.
Yeah, Evan is anti-water, anti-sleep.
Watch me.
Yes, 5 minutes. So we go directly into full-blown warfare competition. Every
full tackle.
Single year, this show continues to shock and awe me that they continue to allow full tackle football.
Is it just me or is it time for MMA? Like, we've done the football thing. Cool. I want teeth missing. I want people having to get veneers. I want you to like, and if you win, you get like 2 days with him. But it's like blood sport. You know what I mean? Let's go there. This is what we're trying to get out of them anyways, No, the football thing, they go hard. It's crazy.
That's what I'm saying. It's not safe. These people are not professional football players. Now, granted, we can talk about Christina and Genevieve, who were absolute.
At 11 years old.
Yeah, CrossFit at 11. Our child is 7. Can you imagine Ember just doing like tire pulls in like just 3 years? Pull-ups,
like,
just going. The rope, just like going crazy.
The CrossFit games.
I mean, my God. And then Genevieve was like the Flash.
Ripping.
Genevieve just like absolutely destroying the competition. And somehow Genevieve walks away with, I don't know, a sprained arm, a broken wrist. We see her at the rose ceremony in a full-blown sling. We have no explanation about it. We have a moment of with Anastasia, the ambulance where she was laying on
hit.
Potentially.
That was interesting because all of a sudden she just pops up and she's like, I'm just gonna sit next to you.
I know.
Smart move.
And I think Brooklyn was it Brooklyn who was like, nice.
Yeah.
Anastasia.
She's like, ooh,
I see
slick
that
move. Hey.
I
Don't hate the player.
I think that might be a move from Game of Roses book.
Ooh, is that a Clues move?
I think it might be a Clues recommendation.
Wow.
Maybe I'm wrong.
It's a smart move because she immediately got ushered to the sidelines with him.
Yeah, if you are first of all, if you are in a date and it's a full contact sport date and you are not a professional of that, protect your body and fake that you got hurt so that first of all, you protect your precious body. And second, you get more time with the lead. Mm-hmm. I'd love to see a season where everyone fakes getting hurt and so they just cancel the date.
Or just everyone's on the ground.
Oh my God. Future contestants, just like form a protest next time when they have like a contact sport situation like this and everyone just immediately fake like they're hurt. Yeah. And so they have to cancel it.
I like that.
So that no one gets hurt and then everyone gets, but like strike in a way of like, don't make it so obvious to the producers that you're going on strike, but just like, quietly form it together.
I think in order to do that, all you really have to do is tell the 2 or 3 hyper competitive people to chill out. Because it's always like...
That's true. You're going to have to talk to like Christina and be like, hey, I know that you started CrossFit at 11, but you're going to have to take it down a couple notches so that you don't injure the rest of us.
And then everyone else will be kind of like, whatever, I'm kind of over it anyways. Yeah. You know what I mean? But Christina, they're going hard and they're like, laying it down. And at one point, Zach was like, I think there's blood on your face. Like, just like, bro, what is happening?
Oh, but Genevieve. We didn't see an ambulance moment for Genevieve. We have no explanation of what happened. Justice for Genevieve. She also should have been allowed to go on the date after, even though she wasn't part of the winning team. That was very upsetting to me.
She's in a dress at the end with a sling on. They don't even mention it. Like, how's that possible?
Like, how dare they? That was so upsetting.
The person's fully blown injured. There's visual confirmation of it. She's walking around in a sling and you're not even going to mention
You're not even going to acknowledge her?
Not even just a comment like, oh yeah, she broke her arm or anything. Like, is she going to be in a sling for the rest of the... like, is she going to... Wait, what hand was it on? Left? I think it was the left.
I think it's...
The ring go... What the ring goes on the left.
Oh yeah. What if she
goes to the end and then he's like, ow!
Oh my God, no,
put the ring up.
And they still haven't explained whatever happened.
It's like, oh God. And then afterwards she's like, I completely dislocated my arm off. They had to reattach it through surgery. You're like, what?
I got to look up on Instagram if she's explained because I don't know if this is like a Casey situation. Like, remember Casey in Bachelor in Paradise? Yeah. He's shattered and he still can barely walk.
Yeah.
Because of his like ankle or whatever.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, give us some explanation of what's going on here, people. Anywho, they were broken into 2 teams. One shall receive Zach's love via a night date, and the other get to go home and spend literally 0 time with Zach and just sacrifice their bodies for the sake of this game. The Shall Crushers and the Balzacs.
And the Balzacs were blue.
They were blue.
Which is a nice little, I will say.
It's a nice little cherry on top.
I just felt like, hey guys, actually kind of a funny little joke.
You know what? It made me laugh.
I liked it. I chuckled. I did a nice chuckle
too. Like, it's been a while since the show made me laugh unironically.
Yes.
Where I'm not like, this is ridiculous.
Someone wrote that and it was a chuckly time.
It was a good moment. Whoever wrote that, raise.
Whoever wrote
promotion.
That, we love you.
Promotion for whoever that was. We love the Balzacs. I think that the Balzacs were... I was assuming that they were going to take the victory because obviously we had CrossFit Christina, but also we know that Brooklyn is a professional competitor. So unfortunately, the Child Crushers just had to get sent home, and apparently Genevieve is injured.
Yep.
And then the date night.
Clifton's.
Yes, they go to Clifton's.
Downtown LA. We've been there before.
We've been to Clifton's a couple times.
But if you guys don't know, Clifton's, it's crazy. It's like 3 or 4 story bar. So every section, there's probably 7 different themes in this place. There's tiki, there's this, there's that. There's the bottom one's the more normal one that what they were at. It's kind of funny they didn't go to something more interesting.
I know. They went to kind of the basic part of Clifton's.
Because there's tiki. What else is there?
Oh, you know what there is?
What?
There's a goth bar in Clifton's.
Dude, they should have done the goth bar.
Can you imagine?
Could you imagine? If it was just they just show up. I love the idea of all the girls.
They walk in and Zach's waiting for them and he's just like, obviously I've chosen the goth bar because of my bad bitch leather jacket.
Oh my gosh.
I identify as a goth now.
Oh my gosh. And I like the idea of him it is like you hear him talking and you think that he's going to be just kind of like vanilla about it. He's just going to have a leather jacket on. But instead, it's the opposite.
Oh, he's got like
hardcore feathers that come out. He's got like metal.
Like
he's got knives as fingers. He's got black contacts, so there's no pupils, it's all black. He's got blood coming out of his mouth. He's got white face paint to make him look super pale and dead. He's got boots that are 18 inches high with spikes coming out of it, and when he moves it's like and like all the girls show up in their normal dresses and everything, and it's just like, hello, and it's like he gets a voice transformer. You know how it makes like a really low and like doubled? Hello, welcome to the bar. And he's just like, and he takes it. He's like, oh, I'm just kidding, you guys. Yeah, I love this goth stuff because it's honestly just like a really good time to just have fun. And honestly, like I don't know if you guys knew this, but I was in a band and we were kind of, goth-like. We were called Public Urination. And we were very edgy, very, very against the grain.
Goth is a fun way for you to really like explore a different part of yourself. So now he puts the mouthpiece back on. Let's descend into hell.
Welcome to hell. I do love the idea of him being like a closeted goth.
Oh my god, that's his secret.
He's just like, hey guys, how's it going? I'm just vanilla, and all of a sudden he's just like
at nighttime,
all of a sudden he's just like, yeah, and it's just like the most insane, it's like his outfit's like 20 grand because it's custom, everything.
Oh my god, I wish
bondage, crazy shit.
I love a goth.
Yeah, that'd be sick.
That would be so into that if Zach's. You know what? I have been really liking Zach so far, but now I like the idea of him as a goth. It makes me like him more.
So anyway, they didn't go to that one.
They didn't go to the goth section of Clifton's. They went to just the basic middle section, but it got a little spicy.
Yeah, he takes some of the girls. He could take some of the girls. They have some moments.
First and foremost, Bailey.
Yeah, she just came in and was like, "Yay!" Like, I feel like we haven't really connected. And he didn't go, "Oh, really? Tell me more." He goes, "Agreed. I'll talk to you later." Like it was just like he did not have. He's like, I got no time to try and create chemistry. I'm just going with whatever is. It was natural for me.
It was one of those things watching it, I felt like very simultaneously pulled, where it's like part of me, I felt like I feel for Bailey because, clearly she like at first felt that chemistry with him. She's trying to make it work. And then she's like, I feel like it's not going anywhere. And then to be shut down by Zach, especially when then she reached out again, was like, is there anything that we could do? And he said no. That I felt for her in that, like, that those moments, they always suck. But I really appreciated how Zach was. I mean, I appreciate how straightforward he is.
Yeah.
It's no drama. It's also no bullshit. Like he's not leading someone on, because that's the thing. Mark Wahlberg brought it up when he was on the episode with us, where he's like, it's more selfish because it's that people pleasing thing to continue to string someone along and be like, oh, really? Like, I feel like a lot of past bachelors probably would have done this. I think if I was the lead, I would do this because I'd feel that people pleaser thing to come up and be like, oh, I'm so sorry you feel that way. Let's sit and let's dive a little deeper and let's get to know each other. And then eventually go to the rose ceremony and you don't give that person the rose. But the fact that she kind of put it out there and said, are you feeling this way? And he was just totally honest and was like, cool. You know what? It's the opposite of gaslighting. It is literally. He completely validated her concerns. Yeah. She was like, I feel like since that crazy first limo kiss that you came out of nowhere and smooched me, our chemistry has just been going down and down. Yeah. Is it just me? And he goes, no. Yeah. I also feel that
Here's
way.
the reality too.
And it's hard, but ultimately you can heal so much faster. And now, it's just, I was impressed by the fact that he did it, as much as, you feel for Bailey, but
I personally think the show kind of tricked us into thinking Bailey had more footing in the game than she even did. When you actually think about it, she came on, she said, my name's Bailey. He goes, Balin, huh? Oh, I'm going to kiss you to kind of make up for it with kind of a random kiss. Never again did they really connect. Mm-mm. And And they showed her a lot for someone who barely had any conversation with him ever.
I feel like they showed her a lot in previews.
But even just like throughout the show, they would like show her a pic. They to have her say a couple things. So then when she got cut so fast, I think there was a little bit of like jarring, like, whoa.
Yeah.
But the reality is like she barely ever talked to the guy.
No, it's true.
It wasn't shocking that like, it's shocking in the moment because you're not thinking about it. But I think at the end of the day, like they barely had any, they barely had any sort of like chemistry there. So it's like,
yeah. Yeah.
Okay. No. So then we get into Christina.
Okay. Yeah. So Bailey leaves. Yeah. The women are sad about it.
Right.
And as the women are sad and they're having their sister moment, the person who's not having the moment is Christina. She doesn't say sayonara to Bailey, but she might as well have. It was a little bit like,
it happens.
Yeah,
it is what it is. Big deal.
And earlier she had been like, when Ariel brought up, the fact that it was hard to compete against like their friends and that they had to get sent home. She was like, I mean, honestly, that's just like the name of the game.
Yes.
On my one-on-one, we really connected, and all the women are like,
here we go again.
No. So here's the thing with Christina. I mean, obviously we'll get into the pool party and the conversation with Brianna, but I've been seeing a lot online of people having like very strong opinions about the whole Christina situation. I feel like it's literally split down the middle. Like half of the people are like, oh my goodness, we stan Christina so hard. How dare this happen to her? Super upset about it. And the other half are like, I got like mean girl vibes. Get her out of here. Da. The way I personally feel about it is, I guess, kind of in the middle. Typical Libra. Watching the show, I'm just like, I'm in the middle.
Swiss Libra.
Seriously, neutral Libra. But I do feel in the middle because I on the one hand, I think that Christina seems like a nice, like fun, big personality. She seems like she's a really amazing mother.
Yeah.
But on the other hand, if I was one of the women in the house, first of all, would have been annoyed about the consistent bringing up of the one-on-one.
Yes.
Feels like a little bit of salt in the wound.
Yeah.
Especially when a lot of these women are getting along very well and you have one person who's a little bit like, well, I know about this, and that. So I would have been annoyed. But then specifically, and I know I said this last week, but with the Brianna situation, if I was Brianna and I walked in and I'm feeling nervous and Christina came up and was like, it was rigged, even though it's like being written off as a joke, that would be offensive to me. And I wouldn't feel like that was kind or polite. And then what then went down with Charity would have been like, absolutely not to me. Like, this is completely inappropriate, especially considering the fact that Christina not only was one of the first 5 people, or was one of the 5 people for the after the final rose. So there's kind of that up a little bit. And then you got the first one-on-one. So you've had your moments. And now Charity, amazing, lovely Charity, gets to have her moment and everyone's encouraging that moment. And then out of left field, Christina's like, I'm confused. I do think it was one of those times where you see someone where you're like, this feels selfish and it feels like you're making it a little bit all about you.
Yeah.
And if I was one of the women, I would not be stoked.
Up into the Charity situation.
Yeah.
I just felt like her whole one-on-one obsession thing was just annoying. Like, I feel like, to be honest with you, it's all you could accuse her of. It's just annoying. It's like if I went surfing one time and I've never surfed once, and then I'm just like, guys, the thing about surfing is, and I'm like, what? Like, shut up about the surf. Like, you've been once. What are you talking about? So it's like, we get it. You know what I mean? Like, you don't have to keep going on. Clearly, it's like her one thing she has, and everyone else has nothing. And so she's just lording it over a little bit. Even if it's unintentional, she's just trying to kind of like boost herself up. And even the fact that Kaity went on that date too, she's trying to keep her like confidence up. And so she's feeling it slip. We saw her even when she was with Zach. He's putting her legs on him and snuggling him. Like, she's really trying to kind of like, I feel like maybe there's a little bit of slippage there. She feels like she's losing him a little bit. Yeah. She's really trying to lean in. So when she's around the girls, she's trying to lean in. Oh, by the way, he's like, we got something special you guys don't have. Up until that point, it's just like kind of annoying. You know what I mean? It's just like, especially up against the backdrop of everyone gets along perfectly.
Yeah.
The one little annoying thing is this girl, like, will not stop about this thing. The charity thing was insane because I'm like, what are you expecting to hear when someone goes, I got the rose, and then you just go, I'm confused, and they're like, why are you confused? It's like,
it's so
because I didn't get it, and then they're, well, what is the response you're expecting from them? You expect them, her charity, to go, you know what? You're right. Take the rose. Right. I don't deserve this. I'm so sorry that happened.
What?
Like, it was bizarre.
No, it was very disrespectful. And
I just didn't even understand how that could be a possible thought for you to. I understand thinking that. Wait a second. I thought we had him. But to say it to their face and then basically just be like, this makes no sense. Like, I should have got that. It's like, what?
And I think for me personally, I'm like, okay, I can really empathize that Christina is a mother. And so there is this need to feel like, okay, I'm here for a purpose. So first of all, I have my little one back home.
Yeah.
So if this isn't the right thing, I want to find out quick so I can go back to my kid. Also, I'm sacrificing time with my child while I'm here. So I want to like really optimize it. And maybe that will mean I'm not going to try to just make tons of friends. I'm going to really try to hone in on the lead. I completely get that. But there is then that level where you're like, hey, you got to step out of yourself for a second. There's a bunch of other people here too who have made sacrifices as well. Maybe it looks different from yours, but people have their jobs and work and everyone's nervous. And here's this moment where, like a Brianna, where she comes in with the rose and looking absolutely stunning. Don't use that moment to like pull her down. Or then Charity, where it's like her and Zach were really connecting. Zach is like vibing on Charity hard. Charity's an amazing person and she's being celebrated. And then you're going to make it about yourself.
It just felt like she had she got a real false sense of confidence from that first date, which was chosen by producers to go to his house. Right. She in her brain goes, he brought me to meet his parents.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm on a different level than everybody else.
Absolutely.
Then all of a sudden, the Kaity, the Charity, the other dates, and then she's going, wait a second, maybe he's not looking at me the same way anymore. This panic starting to set in. I have to kind of dominate and maybe dominate everyone. Mm-hmm. It doesn't really work well.
Yeah, agreed. Kind of got caught up and was maybe making it a little bit.
I really liked Christina. Other than these moments, I was like, I really liked her.
No, I think she's super fun, and I think she's going to be the queen of paradise, by the way. But I just think it was a shame because I think that she's got such a fun, like, great dynamic. But it seems like she got caught up and started to just kind of be a little more like not thinking about other people in the process.
Also, some advice out there for you, people out there in the not you, but advice out there.
Me.
There seems to be this thing that happens in reality TV, people, where they go, so when they get called out for saying something super rude, they go, listen, I'm just being honest. And it's like, honest? I'm just being 100. I'm just being 100% me, and I'll never change. And it's like, wait, so you saying rude things to people is you being real? Like, no, that's that. I don't go around saying everything I think when I see someone. You know what I mean? Like, ugh, what a disgusting dress. I mean, like, what if I thought that in my head? Like, that's a really bad dress.
And you're like, I'm just being honest.
And I'm just being real. I'm never changed for anyone.
Like,
that's disgusting dress. Those shoes are horrific. Oh, dude, I hate that hat. Stupidest hat I've ever seen. I mean, you could think that, but like just keeping it real is not like a thing.
No.
Keeping it real, it's just, so it's funny. I mean, I'm obviously being like over the top about it, but like when she does this thing where she says to Charity, oh, I'm surprised. Like that should have been me. And then everyone's like, what? And she goes, I'm just being honest. It's like, well, that is not an excuse.
You can't say that. You can't do that. No, you're totally right. I have some thoughts about Brooklyn's response and Catherine's as well. Before we dive into that, we got to take a quick pause.
Yes.
Okay, family, I have to tell you all about a bra that I got recently that is so comfortable. Okay, I'm talking about the type of bra that I have on all day alone when I'm just by myself in the house because it's so comfy. I'm not even aware that I'm wearing this bra, so I have no need to take it off. And it's a bra from Honey Love, okay? Yes, I will sit in my house alone all day wearing a Honey Love bra because it is so comfortable. I forget I'm even wearing it. Honey Love has revolutionized the bra game, so you no longer have to deal with uncomfortable underwire without sacrificing support. And by the way, for a limited time, you can get Honey Love on sale. Get 20% off your entire order with code MOMDAD at honeylove.com. I really love, personally, their crossover bra and their V bra. Okay, they're both so comfortable. I tend to wear the crossover crossover bra a little more when I'm out and about because it's got this touch of sexy to it. And it's still so comfortable. And then I wear that V bra constantly at home. It offers the traditional support of a bra without the uncomfortable underwire. It's absolutely fantastic. I love my Honey Love, but it doesn't stop there. Honey Love has more than just bras. They have incredibly comfortable shapewear, tanks, and leggings for everyday support. Evan, the leggings that I wear around the house that you always talk about liking, those are Honey Love leggings.
Me like it. Okay.
We love Honey Love leggings. They're so comfy and they're flattering. And Honey Love has you covered for that everyday look, the workouts, the weddings, and more. So treat yourself to the best shapewear on the market and save 20% off at honeylove.com with code MOMDAD. Use code MOMDAD at honeylove.com. Honeylove.com, code MOMDAD. So Valentine's Day is coming up, and if you enjoy celebrating with a partner or friend or yourself, may I suggest treating that partner or yourself to some Jenni Kayne luxury. You know we love Jenni Kayne over here with their classic, comfortable, and California-inspired clothes, from the cashmere knit sweater that you're obsessed with to the incredibly comfortable slippers you never want to take off. With elevated everyday basics and wardrobe essentials, getting dressed and keeping cozy is easier than ever before. And by the way, for a limited time, our listeners get 15% off their entire order at JenniKayne.com with code MOMDAD. I was actually wearing their cashmere cocoon cardigan in the oatmeal color during our episode with Kaity Thurston. I wear this sweater, maybe like 3 times a week, this cashmere sweater.
It's like wearing lotion.
It's so wonderful. And you recently got a hoodie from Jenni Kayne that you look very handsome in.
Hey, sue me. Okay? You have to check out their website. Their pieces are amazing. They are the type of core pieces you can dress up or down all season long that will last you for years and will always be in style because they are so classic. A uniform worth investing in that you know you will wear again and again for years to come.
Yeah, absolutely. And Jenni Kayne believes in one thing, the art of simplicity, with the focus on comfort, quality, and timeless design. Their pieces will truly never go out of style. And oh my gosh, my next dream Jenni Kayne purchase is either the shearling clogs or the mules. They're so gorgeous. My girlfriend has both. I've tried them on and they're both incredibly comfortable. They work with everything. Seriously, go check their website out now. Everything is absolutely stunning. It's timeless and true quality too.
Yeah, find your forever pieces at JenniKayne.com. Our listeners get 15% off your first order when you use code MOMDAD at checkout. That's 15% off your first order, JenniKayne.com, promo code MOMDAD. Treat yourself because you deserve it.
Yes, you do. Okay, so I was going to say with the Christina dynamic, I do have to say that the way that it was, I think, handled by the women was like top notch, in my opinion. Yeah. I felt like Brooklyn was giving me very much like the younger sister energy. That's kind of like the wise younger sister that's like, come on, get your shit together. Yes. Like, I felt like her energy towards Christina was irritated and calling out, but in a loving way. Yeah. Like, even though she was saying like, can you just shut the fuck up? It was a little bit like, no. Like, enough. We've heard about the one-on-one. Will you just stop? Please stop. Yeah. Like, we love you. And enough is enough. And then Catherine was coming in too, and Catherine, it almost felt like, was like, okay, we're all tired. You're done. Yeah. Let's not do this in front of the camera. I felt like the energy was very much like, hey, we're going to try to be our kindest, but you need to stop. So we're going to kind of call you out right now. Yes. And also then make sure that Charity feels supported and isn't like now left in the dust. Correct. Feeling. So I felt like it was handled well. I also feel like later in the episode when they have the pool party that it's handled well in that situation too. I felt like, it wasn't this whole like everyone's sitting around talking mad shit about Christina. The conversations pretty much go directly to Zach. Brianna went directly to Zach, and then we're not seeing all the women talking smack on Christina, which I feel like they would have shown that. They just like talk directly to Zach about it. And then when Zach asks, they're not like, oh my God, she's the worst. She's here for the wrong reasons. She's da-da-da. It's just like, she said stuff that was painful and it was annoying in the house. I feel like it was handled well. I was impressed.
Okay. I mean, I agree. Well, first of all, I totally agree on the whole. I agree that like they handled it well.
I know you just want the drama.
Well, no, it's not even that. It's like, I understand. I think everyone handled it really, really well. I agree with that motherly vibe that she brought in. And she was just like, hey, let's chill. Charity handled it really well. Charity could have gone off on her, and Charity was so sweet and just walked away. Everything was cool. Brooklyn came at her like a big sis vibe, which I thought was really cool. Like, it was like, hey, I'm not letting you get away with this. Totally worth it. Yeah. I felt like it's annoying. It would have frustrated me. Everyone had every right to feel frustrated about it. I was shocked that it grew to this level, and then she left, and then she got kicked off. I was like, whoa.
I think there's a thing of it too, though. I feel like when it quote unquote got to that level, it's because it didn't become a drama in the house. Like, it was immediately confronted. Like, the women immediately confronted Christina about it.
Right.
Brianna immediately pulled Christina aside. She didn't like just start talking shit about her, right?
Right.
She pulled Christina aside, and then the women immediately confronted Christina after the charity rose.
Right.
And so then they talked directly to Zach. Like, it didn't become this huge house explosion because I think it was communicated directly. And then by the time that Zach then heard about it specifically and he sat down with Christina, then to Christina's credit, Christina didn't say, I don't know what you're talking about when they were at the pool party. She didn't go, no, she said, yeah, I've been approached and I've been confronted numerous times for just, some of the things that I said and how I was acting. So then I think Zach was a little bit like, all right, well, if it's true, then I'm not necessarily here for that. I'm not here for the drama, and I don't know if I'm ready to be a stepdad.
Really,
I think it's a combination.
Not here for the drama.
Yeah, but I think it's probably a combination with the stepdad piece too.
So it is interesting.
And Zach seemed pretty clear with Christina when he sat outside the house at the pool party. He was kind of like, I can't do this. He literally was looking at her going, oh, I can't do drama. And they had this kind of interesting moment where he's like, it's already too much. I can't also handle drama. And she's like, yeah, I know.
It'll be interesting to see if now that this worked, basically they go, wait, I talked to the lead about my problem. Now she's gone.
Yes.
So it'll be interesting to see as things go. I think we'll see a lot of ratting each other out.
That might happen, but I also think there might be a level too of when you feel like the lead hears you. Like, most of the time, and I think a lot of it has to do with producers as well, they don't let the lead make their own call, but I think a lot of the time the contestants will come to the lead and be like, this person's being shady behind the scenes or whatever. And the lead goes, okay, thank you so much for your insight. Now I'm going to go make out with the person that you said was shady and keep them on for 5 extra weeks.
Correct.
In this situation, they told Zach. Zach heard them immediately, listened and believed what they said, and then went directly to Christina and was like, I'm really not here for the drama, so I gotta say goodbye. So maybe then contestants will feel like, okay, I feel like the lead is actually like hearing me, so it might then simmer down drama even more because I don't know, it's interesting, it's very different from what we've seen, especially in recent years. So I'm interested to see how it's going to play out.
We'll see. Allie date?
Yes. Allie's date, I thought was, okay, well, first of all, a box gets delivered to her house or delivered to the mansion. And it is not a wedding dress, a wedding pantsuit. Which,
wild.
Listen, Allie is going to look good in anything. Yeah. She's a gorgeous woman and she looked fantastic in the pantsuit. But I'm going to tell you this right now. If you're going to get my ass in a fucking plane and make me jump out into the open sky, I will be choosing what I will be wearing, okay? Yes. I want to show my style. I've picked out my outfits. I spent a ton of fucking money on buying clothes for this show. I want to wear it and show my style. I refuse to wear the pantsuit you are demanding of me while I jump to my ultimate demise.
Yeah.
I would not be stoked.
No, absolutely. But she handled it so well. She was so like chill and like she was nervous, but she was just like bodying it. He was nervous. He was getting up in that plane and he was like, yeah, this is great. She gets out first.
No, that was a wild move.
And he's kind of like, yeah, you go first. I want to make sure that you're safe. You know?
That was a wild move that I was like, Zach's going to go first, right? To be like, look, I'm going to be the gentleman. I'm going to jump out first, in case there's a problem. was like, he like, go ahead.
No. I want to make sure you go first, just in case, I'll make sure everything's working good or whatever.
And she had the guy on her back, right? Yep. And she did the full, like, she got right up to the edge. She's crouching down. She's holding onto the straps like a fucking pro. And she jumps out. Even though she's nervous. He, on the other hand,
he was so scared. He was holding for his dear life, and then he was leaning back. Like,
he was in a plank position. The man could not move. He was white as a sheet, and it was just like full coffin. His arms were crossed, and they were having to force him out to the edge. And he was doing this. He like wouldn't look.
He wouldn't look. He was like, and I get it. It's scary. I've been skydiving. You have to hang out, and then the guy puts you in front, and you're hanging out of the plane. He was like this. And he got forced out, and then when he's flying, he's clutching, and the guy's having to grab his hands and be like, "No, put your hands out. This is supposed to be fun."
He made him open his hands. His legs was like,
no. He's like, God.
I thought he was gonna black out. I thought he was fully gonna pass out. Just go limp as just full. The adrenaline was just too much.
And you always know how someone does when they land, because if you land and it was scary, but then you kind of feel exhilarated, then you go, "Oh my God, that was insane!" Like that's what she did. He's like, "Yeah, that was good. Let's go." Like,
no, he was like having to do deep breaths, and she just crushed the whole thing. She was even able to bounce back and came over and was just like, "My heart is pounding." And a producer's like, "Oh yeah, because of the skydiving." She's like, "Well, not just that now," or something.
Right.
A flirty comment, a kiss on the cheek. And Zach was just like,
affirmative, let's go.
His legs are shaking.
Yeah, he was terrified.
He's just like, that they put him back in the car to like go to dinner, and he had to put his legs up in the back. They're probably having to like lay him down, give him a cracker, a little bit of juice.
He pooed himself, so they had to give him like a whole new suit.
They're probably going to like help his blood sugar a little bit. It's like, all right, guy, take deep breaths, put your feet up. Here's a little bit of orange juice.
Nothing more hot than that, than having your legs up with some orange juice and a couple saltines. While Allie's just sitting there like, okay.
She's like, I'm good.
I'm ready to go.
But yeah, their date was, I thought it went really, really well. Allie seems really wonderful.
Dinner day was great. She seemed all
so grounded and
mature.
Yeah, she really I don't know, I appreciated as a viewer that she came into that date with like intentionality.
Yeah.
It wasn't like, because he right away made this comment of kind of like, "Oh yeah, I could right away tell with you, and you seem so this way, da-da-da." And she came in with her plan of wanting to like get to that deep conversation with him. And she was like, "You know what? Actually, I'm going to have to stop you. I know I might seem that way, but I'm actually like pretty type A, and I feel like I can want to control things. And so this is actually kind of a wild experience for me." And they had a very like real conversation about control and falling in love. And I thought they seemed to really connect. And even in like the hot tub beforehand, they were playful. They were flirting. I definitely could see Allie going far.
Yeah.
But then the romance continued, because they then were serenaded by none other than Jesse Palmer's cousin, Griffin Palmer.
Who I wanted to hate.
I know.
Like when I found out that his like cousin was gonna be
which I just would have loved to be on the fly on the wall for that
but
call.
Listen, man, it was really good. The song was good. He sounded amazing. Like obviously it's pre-recorded, but like
I can't lie to you. The song, it got me a little emotion.
It was good. I was like, all right,
granted,
Jesse,
I think
cousin.
I was feeling the romance between Allie and Zach and the dancing, but I was getting into the song, and I was like, okay, Nepo cuz, like
Nepo cuz with the blackmail maybe to get him on. Who knows how he got on?
Who knows?
You know what I mean? He got a couple tapes, of his Uncle Jesse.
But man, that's like just a surefire sign that this show is really going down when you're having family members come in as musical
Christina,
guests.
you just got off. Do you play? Because we'd love to have you just kind of play some of your family songs. I know you guys are kind of music legendary. Maybe you could come out and play.
In the next episode, they're like, we're not going to fly you home quite yet. We're really hurting for some musical talent. Our budget's a little low.
Yeah, oh no, we can't afford your family. Just if you could come out. If you don't need guitar.
You said that you sing. You don't like when people ask you, but you can do it, right? Okay, we're gonna have you. Okay, well, yeah, we're gonna have Griffin first, and then you're gonna come on after. Right. Oh my God.
Insane.
But it was very good.
He was really good, actually. It was shocking.
It was like enough to the point where I was like, I'm gonna look up this song afterwards.
You don't know what it was.
So shout out.
Shout out Nepo cuz.
Shout out Nepo cuz. Okay, so then we have canceled cocktail party and we have a pool party instead, which Zach was very down for.
That's where all the Christina stuff went down and the Brianna stuff went down. But we had a nice little makeout sesh with Ariel.
Oh my goodness.
And that was hot. I mean, that was like...
Those two...
They were like... they were like...
It was also like that panic makeout where it's like you're like, oh, this is escalating.
Yeah, it was like an escalation makeout.
Like we've all been there and we know that what type of makeout that is. And I was like, oh damn, they are like into each other. Like he definitely has the hots for her. That's
Big
for
time.
sure.
Big
That's
time.
for sure.
And it was funny to juxtapose that with the Jess makeout, which is a smoochie makeout.
Oh, that was funny. That was directly after.
Yeah, so like they do this hot makeout, tons of chemistry, and then he's sitting there with Jess, and they're gonna have some chemistry too. But then she just goes, and she kisses like the top of his lip, but closed mouth.
Listen, she's anti-tongue team.
Listen, there's no hate on it. It's just funny how they put it next to it.
Oh, I know.
So that it felt even more drastic because like she gave him like the little kiss, and he was
right on the top lip.
He was opening up his mouth to like kind of go to that next level.
He's like, are we gonna go there?
And she was, and then she goes, I really like kissing you. And he goes, me too. After he like tongued someone else.
Listen, she is anti-tongue team. It is not for her.
One thing I will say, is once she does give a little tongue, it'll be like
mind-blowing,
exciting. You know what I mean? Because it's like she's kept him at bay.
That's
no
true.
open mouth.
That's very true.
Just kissy smoochies.
That's very true.
And then it'll be like once he wants a little bit of open mouth, all of a sudden, bam! Like whoa, me and Jess are on a whole new level. You know what I mean?
That's very true. That's very
I don't know what it is. We just really got to a whole new place.
Well, yeah. I mean, there was that makeout with Ariel was
it was unexpected.
Steamy. Yeah. He definitely has the hots for her.
He likes her.
Okay, so he was Zach was bopping around, he was making out, they were doing some chicken fights, they were doing tequila shots.
He was partying.
Zach was partying.
It looked like a good time.
And I can't lie to you, I was liking this energy. I'm like, okay, maybe we don't have a lot of drama this season, so I am down to take this energy and shift it to like kind of pool party. If we're all going to be friends, let's all party together, drink, have a good time. Let's get weird. Let's get wild. Weird. Like, I'm all about it. Like, let's get a little weird. He turns into like a party.
Guys like making out and then like makes out over here. And it just becomes this like
I'm
crazy.
Like, all right, if we're all friends, like, let's make this,
How friendly are we?
How friendly are we? Let's make this happen. But then he has the conversation with Brianna, which... To me, I felt like, listen, if I'm Zach and Brianna comes to me and is like, hey, just FYI, I don't feel like this connection is going on. I think you're super handsome. I wish that it was there, but I'm going to send myself home, which, by the way, you know how I feel about a send home. Like, I love when someone sends themselves home. I would want to do I don't know if I would have the courage to do it, but I would want to do it if I was on the show. If I was like, I'm not feeling this, I'm sending myself home. So I love that Brianna did that. But then if I'm in Zach's position and I know that Brianna is leaving and Brianna says, I'm leaving, so I'm not telling you this because I'm trying to stay. I'm leaving. I'm going to let you know what's going on in the house.
Yeah.
I'm listening.
Yeah.
1,000%. Mm-hmm. And then she specifically talked about the whole Charity Rose situation. And and then when she left, Zach came directly over to that group. And I started to laugh really hard because he did this thing where he goes, everyone, I was just speaking with Brianna. Obviously she left, but she did let me know that there have been some people who have made some people feel uncomfortable in the house from some of the things that they've said. And so I feel like it's important that I talk to some of those people, who are making people uncomfortable. Christina, can I speak to you?
Yeah. I was like, why did you go through this whole thing about being like all like
acting like there's numerous people making people uncomfortable? Like it's just Christina. Like
he could have just walked over and been like, Christina, can I talk to you for a sec?
Yeah.
Instead, he's like, there has been one person who I will not name who has ruined this whole thing for me. Christina, can I talk to you? I was like, oh, okay, well, I think you forgot that you had to actually talk to her.
I think you went up there, had a couple of tequila shots, and kind of just figured it out.
Yeah.
But again, I like that he's
He's very straightforward.
He's straightforward, and he's also making everyone feel like they're part of the experience, right? The fact that he even came in and last episode during the toast was like, Christina, thank you for coming to my home. Like, he's including everyone in the process a little bit, where it's not like secret relationships. The fact that he had his hand on Katie's leg before the date in front of everyone. It's not, it doesn't feel secretive and like separated, which I feel like might be difficult to a certain extent for the contestants because you're having to see it. But I'd also feel like I'm able to gauge where the lead's at and I'm not just guessing. So he talked to Christina, and like I said, as a viewer, I thought that it was good that she was completely honest with him.
It was pretty good. Actually, it's shocking you say that because I was expecting her to fight it. And she just goes, no, you're right. It's annoying. I'm sorry you have to deal with this. I have been causing problems. It has been frustrating, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, whoa.
She wasn't denying what happened.
Right.
And then he was just like I said, I think the step parent thing, he was already not necessarily feeling it. Yeah. So I think this was then just another kind of like.
It was the straw.
It was the straw. So Zach sent Christina home, which blew my mind.
Yeah.
Blew my mind. I felt
but it was like what you said. It's like it was the final straw. You know
it
what
was,
I mean?
But I'm just saying, with every fiber of my being, I was like, producers are going to make him keep her.
I know, because she was the one stirring it up. They're like, nope.
No.
They're like, nope.
And they said nope. And so
this is about love.
Christina got sent home, and she will become the queen of paradise.
Yes, she will. But we see some drama coming up. I mean, we see some stuff coming up where it's like, at first I was panicked. I was like, oh, we're getting rid of the only person starting some drama, because I like a little bit of drama in my life. But then all of a sudden we see someone clout chasing, and we see this, that, and I'm like, ooh, this should be exciting, because I'm excited to see some people stir the pot and some people get insecurities bubbling. And
well, it looks like it's a social media situation.
We love that.
So then,
which is a classic.
Preview,
you're here for the wrong reasons.
You're here for the
which
wrong
is just
reasons.
I mean, you could not put it more in a bow than you're here for the wrong reasons.
It definitely is it's definitely going to be interesting, because I genuinely have no idea who they're referring to.
No idea. There's no one left who's like that way.
Especially since with the edit.
Maybe Anastasia, because she's like a
content creator?
Some sort of I
didn't get that vibe.
I'm trying to think of jobs that are related to like someone here coming here for followers.
The way that they edited it, I really didn't think clued us into anyone. They showed Kylie the most, but I doubt it's Kylie.
They never do that, right?
Yeah. So we'll see. So I'm looking forward to next week.
It's gonna be awesome.
And seeing how the drama unfolds. It's a sleepier season. I will say that.
But I think we're gonna have our moments.
But I do think that like I said, I feel like I'm enjoying watching Zach
do something different,
fall in love, potentially, and also be like super direct. And I'm also, as much as I love the drama, I also do like seeing like the contestants like each other.
Yeah, I agree.
You know what I mean? I love the drama, but it's nice to see some love in this world. Okay. Well, I think we should shift gears now, because we're going to try something a little new. We haven't done this before. We're going to have a fashion moment.
Let's get it.
Justine and Natasha from Two Black Girls, One Rose, an amazing podcast, are going to be joining us, and we are going to be going over some of our
Grammy looks.
Some of the Grammy looks from this last weekend from the Grammys.
Jess knows what she's talking about. I have no idea, but I am going to get in there, baby, and I'm going to get my hands dirty. We're going to have a good time.
Don't say that I know what I'm talking about. I used to do wardrobe styling, but I'm far from an expert over here. It is not my expertise. Evan has not done wardrobe before.
Zero.
But we are going to dive into this with Justine and Natasha. Also, by the way, check out this fun little, you know how we combine Grammys and Bachelor crossover? I saw on Instagram that Taylor Swift, after the Grammys, was hanging out with Haley Kiyoko, who is in a relationship with Becca Tilley of Bachelor Nation. They have a beautiful love together, and the three of them were all hanging out. What a hang. I mean, it looked so iconic, so legendary. So we got the Bachelor Grammy crossover. Cool, so should we get Justine and Natasha on the Zoom?
1000%.
Let's do it.
All right.
And we are officially joined in the studio with Natasha and Justine from Two Black Girls, One Rose.
Hey, everybody. Hey. So happy to be here.
We are so excited. Listen, if you do not currently follow Justine and Natasha on Instagram, you are missing some true fashion content with the reels that have been coming out. So of course, we were talking about the Grammys and we're like, we need Justine and Natasha to come in and help us review some of these looks from the 2023 Grammys. Obviously, there were a lot of people, but we thought we could go over some of the most talked about of the evening.
Yes.
And give our thoughts and opinions. A question for you both. Are you both harsh fashion critics?
I mean, we both grew up with Joan Rivers. Joan Rivers was the girl back at doing Fashion Police for so long. It was between Joan Rivers and Wendy Williams that my mother and I would sit and watch together. So, I mean,
I would say we're also from New Jersey.
That too.
We love a Prince. We love a little tacky look. So we can be harsh, but we're also very forgiving, I would say too. And like I personally like eclectic fashion. So some things people might not like, but I'll be into. So
I feel this deeply. I asked because sometimes when I sit at home, I feel like I am such a goddamn harsh fashion critic as I sit in my stained sweats. I have all these opinions of these gorgeous gowns that these designers worked so hard over. And I'm like, but I don't like it. It's not bringing enough for me.
Well, it's in the word critic. You know what I mean? It's not like, oh, what do you do for a living? I'm a fashion encourager. And I just go around telling everyone they're beautiful. You know what I mean? At some point, like...
Maybe I should be more of a fashion encourager. But for right now, you all looked gorgeous. You're all stunning celebs. But let's do some fashion criticism. And you can hop on the YouTube and you will be able to see all the looks we're going over visually. We'll have those up. But let's start with Kelsey Ballerini.
Yes.
Who is this?
First question. Are we supposed to know?
Is this woman?
She's a singer. I have friends who work with her.
Oh, you do?
So she's an artist.
I didn't know who it was either.
Yeah, she's a singer artist. Listen, I have no connection, so this is not because I know people that work with her. It does not mean anything to me. Just so you know. But she is an art. She's an artist. She's a singer. Anyway. Okay. But you asking that question, who is she? I think is a great segue into what why.
Yeah, she was the first person I saw interviewed, and I was like, who is this lovely lady in this yellow? Who is this woman?
I had to also look it up. I was like, okay, a country artist. That might be why I don't know. I don't dabble in the country too often.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. What are the initial thoughts?
I love this yellow personally. This Big Bird yellow. Love it. Love the matching shoe. I love a Big Bird yellow. Love the little leg out. I'm not in love with the dress. I feel like we've seen this dress before.
I was going to ask you, Natasha, have you seen this on Beyonce in 2005? Because I have.
Okay.
Right? Doesn't it give you Beyonce
2005? Wow. I mean, your memory. I don't remember what happened yesterday. You just called back.
With Beyonce.
15 years ago. Holy shit.
Right?
We've seen a cut like this,
so many
like this
times
before, but I love the color. I'll give her that.
Yeah, I love the color too.
I love the color as well. It really pops. The designer, Probal. Yes, I love the pieces, but I will say, if I'm being real particular here, Probal's 2023 spring line, I watched the fashion show and the pieces were incredible. So I'm like, where is that? There are some like incredible, like very dramatic tulle pieces that have bright colors as well. And I'm like, show us some of that. It just feels... Like you said, I feel like I've seen this done before. So it was a little...
there has to been something else on the rack that you could have chose.
There's got to be something else.
There has got to be something else, Kelsey.
Yeah.
By the way, I'm the least qualified person. I have no qualifications to say anything. I'm just here because I'm a part of this show. Like honestly, that's the only reason I'm here. I'm here by default. So... certain dresses to me, and this is again just
No, speak your truth, King.
Yeah. It's like if someone didn't tell you this was like a $15,000 dress from like a designer, you'd be like, ew, is this a prom dress that like I could pick up at H&M? Like I don't know. You know what I mean? Like if this wasn't super expensive and you just saw this on the rack at H&M, would you be like, when did they start bringing in like $10,000? You'd be like, oh yeah, that's like one of those dresses. I don't know. Maybe to me.
It does give Windsor a bit. I cannot lie.
It gives Windsor. Wow.
It gives Windsor.
Yes.
Man.
Windsor. Yes. This is a Windsor dress.
And that's the thing I will say I do agree with this, and I feel like I'm going to say this numerous times throughout some of these fits. It's the Grammys. I'm like, you all are so famous. I want to see over the top.
I want to see the meat dress.
I want to see the meat dress.
Oh, yes. Shit.
I want the meat dress. And I understand that it's not everyone's fashion styling, but I do want to see something I couldn't see anywhere else. And that's just me being selfish. But
do you feel just the same way about the VMAs? I feel the same way about the VMAs.
VMA is 1,000%.
Right?
Yeah. You can be more daring for sure at like the music award shows, I think.
That's the thing. It's like I understand with the Oscars
versus the Oscars.
It's a little bit like, all right, you got to have a certain, outfit that is a certain level of black tie, but like with the Grammys, you can have fun. You can mess around, especially the VMAs.
What about
That's
the
where I'm like in my
Slime
Bret Michaels.
Awards?
The Slime
Oh my
Awards.
God, the Slime Awards. You wear your best pair of 7 jeans. Your best pair of true religion.
Yes, my true
You're
religion.
rocking Republic?
Oh my God, not the rockin' Republic.
Oh my God.
Yep.
Well, thank you, Kelsey. Let's go to our next. Next, we have Adele, who is in Louis Vuitton.
You know, it doesn't do it
looks
for me.
very Adele. It's just an Adele dress. I mean, we've seen various versions of this dress on Adele. Face looks amazing. Hair looks great. I think her styling always looks great. Yes. But the same like off the shoulder long sleeve gown. We only really see that from Adele. I want to see something else from Adele.
Yep.
It's true.
You love the color?
I do. I love that shade, that like winey Merlot type of red though.
Nah, I thought it aged her. So bad. This color, right? It does.
It is a little. No, it is beautiful. Like it's stunning, but it's the 3/4 length. I mean, I like the cleavage. I'm excited to see a little bit of cleavage popping out.
Cleavage is good.
Yeah. The cleavage is good. but it's the same, like what we were just saying, Grammys. I would have loved to see something that was shocking from Adele. Yeah. I like a uniform. I like when we have an artist who... I think who the perfect example is to me forever and always is Janelle Monáe. You're going to see Janelle Monáe in black and white.
Every time.
Yeah. But you're going to be dazzled and you're going to get an amazing variety. So I get that Adele has her cut, but I would like to see a little more variety.
And a different designer. Yes, Louis doesn't play it like that usually. I would love to see her in, I think she's doing Schiaparelli for her Vegas residency. I think she's doing a lot of Schiaparelli. I would love to see her in a Schiaparelli in a Mugler. I would have loved to see Adele in Mugler.
Not the Louis Vuitton so much.
No.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna bring new. I'm gonna do my thing again. I like it. I'll tell you why. Adele to me is timeless. Like Adele to me is like 1925, 2022. Like to me, it's look at her face. I mean, she looks like a time capsule of someone. You know what I mean?
Yes.
She doesn't even look like she's from this era. She looks like she's from like an era-less time. Like she could pop up anywhere. This dress to me looks like it could pop up anywhere. I'm not saying it's my favorite dress, but seeing her like in some modern new thing I don't think it'd be right.
Leather bodysuit.
You know what I mean? Like I think anything but I feel like she is timeless. Everything about her music, personality, everything's timeless. And I feel like the dress is old, but that's kind of a timeless vibe. I don't know. I don't hate it.
Understood. Understood.
I get it.
All right. Here's my thing. When you're nominated, I want to see it. You go full tilt.
Turn it up.
Yeah.
Right? It's like if you're not nominated, I understand being a little more like, okay, I'm going to try to fly under the radar a little bit more. But if I'm nominated, I guess I'm showing up in diamonds, feathers, stilts. I'm doing the whole thing.
Stilts.
It's like Met Gala it up.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
Well, who did take a risk was our next individual, Mary J. Blige, with wearing the blondes.
Yes.
And has these hip cutouts. And I am going to tell you what, I have been seeing some Twitter warfare, people coming for Mary J saying they hate the hip cutouts. And I am here to stand and say, I am obsessed.
Yeah, same.
Dude, how old is this woman?
I love it. What is she, 53 or something?
That's what I'm saying.
It doesn't matter.
She looks amazing.
Absurd.
Yeah, she looks amazing.
Someone just hit the pause button.
I know.
Yeah.
She looks incredible. But that's the thing. I'm like, okay, so Mary J. Blige is one of the older individuals who was a nominee. And I'm loving that she's saying like these hip cutouts are not just for these like TikTok models that are showing up, you know, like the Charlotte Lawrences. I'm going to rock the hip cutout and I love it.
Yeah, same. Also, speaking of a uniform, she stays in a boot. My girl stays in a pointy stiletto boot, and here they are. And I bet if she turns around, you can see they are thigh high. I bet you.
Yeah.
They're almost peeping out of the hip cutouts.
Oh, yeah, coming up.
Yes. I love this. It is peak divorced auntie, which is exactly who she represents, who she makes music for, who she is. True. I love it. I love this belt is just ridiculous and gold and ridiculous. I love this ponytail. It is so long. I love a beauty supply store ponytail on a red carpet. Oh my God. I love this. Loved it so much.
I love the hair. I love the makeup. The dress is not my favorite. I'm sorry, y'all, but I'd love, again, that she just stayed true to the boot. If she was wearing a, I don't think we've seen Mary J in a stiletto.
Never seen her.
Always have on a funky boot.
Yeah.
So it makes sense.
The actual dress isn't my favorite, but I just love that she took the hip cutout risk. And also I like that she took a risk for the Grammys.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's bold. It's sparkly. It matches the boot. I love it. I'm in.
Yep.
It's a vibe.
I know.
It's very like it's giving me like 2004 like banging. This is what this is like what she wore then, and then she brought it back out.
Yes.
Just to show you at like 55 she could do it again. And that alone to me is like you win.
Yeah.
I'm vibing.
I love her.
I'm vibing.
Agreed.
All right, next we have Taylor Swift and Roberto Cavalli with the little two-piece. You know, we know that Taylor always has messages behind everything she does. She had her album Midnights. Definitely this dress speaks to that. We have the Starry Night, that midnight color, which I like. I like the reference to the album. The Swifties are going to come for me, but...
Me too. And you all can come all you want to.
Lead the way, Just.
I'm sorry, Swifties. You know, love some Taylor, but I like the nod to the album 1000%. But again, this is Taylor Swift. This is music elite. Top 3 right now, right? I want the drama. And I don't like the earrings, even though I heard it's not it.
Oh my God, I hate them.
And it's I think she's wearing over $3 million worth of diamonds, by the way.
Oh my God.
I think I read this. So
those are probably real diamonds in the dress too, right? Those have to be real, right? So that's 20 million.
It's $20 million worth of diamonds. Here's the thing. She looks stunning, obviously. I think that it's a beautiful piece, and she always looks beautiful. But give me more.
She's staying true. So safe. So safe. Aretha Franklin told her, beautiful gowns. Isn't that what she said about her? Beautiful gowns. This is her.
Oh, right. That was like her critique on her. She's like, she dresses well at the award shows. That's all I can say.
Sorry, that's good.
It's like when Cher, remember that she rolled up her window while that lady was singing to her? You remember seeing that?
No.
There was like some fan that came up to the window and she's like, can I sing for you? And she's like, yeah. And she's like, and she starts singing a Cher song and Cher's sitting there like in her private car and she all of a sudden the window just goes. And then the car drives away. And she didn't break her like vision the whole time. Just
yeah.
Damn.
Oh my God.
Yeah, this dress is safe and boring. This is another one that I thought I saw before. I could have swore I saw Taylor wear this dress before. I was so convinced. Is she recycling something? Is that what we're doing now? Like, it's just, and the earring is terrible. It looks like your mom's costume jewelry from the 80s. It's horrible.
Yeah.
This just looks like something that someone would wear attending.
Yes.
It's like nice, it's classy, it's kind of old school, it's kind of vibes. But it just seems like something someone would put on if they got invited by their friend to go to the Grammy. Like it doesn't look like something that like if you're the top 3 artists in the world, you're sitting front row, you're like on the camera the whole time.
Yes, I would wear this
after party maybe.
This would be a great after party look for sure. A great after party look.
Maybe she was on a time crunch.
She's too busy.
She forgot about the Grammys.
Yeah,
like,
I mean, maybe it's Taylor Swift. She could forget about the Grammys.
She
could.
Maybe.
When you're T Swift. Well, who did not forget about the Grammys was our next artist, Sam Smith, with Kim Petras. Kim is wearing Victor Costa. Sam Smith is wearing Valentino. And also, these two came with an entire crew. Part of their crew were some of our favorite drag queens, Got Mick and Violet Chachki. Not pictured in this photo, but they came rolling in a crew matching.
Yes, they looked fabulous too. I love those two.
This is what I want to see.
Right.
Same.
This is what I want to see.
Yep.
Even if I don't. Yes, even if I don't love.
Artistry.
Like, I don't see it and go, oh my God, I'm absolutely living for Kim's dress, for instance.
Yeah. I actually hate it.
But like, it is a thing. They're showing, the collective. Like, it is artistry. You remember it.
Exactly. Yep.
They're nominated. So you're like, yes, we're going to come in with a bang as a crew.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
It's a big swing.
I love it.
Yes.
Also, it's very like
her necklace too.
Oh yeah,
love that necklace.
Yes,
that necklace.
Oh my gosh,
like a vampire queen.
Yes,
souls of children trapped in that necklace.
Almost,
a vampire bride. Yes, I love that necklace.
Well, first of all, they all have like the same wig on. Like, it's like
everybody has on the same middle part bust down.
Yeah, it just looks like a moving unit, which is really interesting and cool, as opposed to just like we're showing up looking pretty, you're looking whatever. It's just like they went for a statement.
But it's also too like, they're nominated for the song Unholy.
They have like the number 1 song in the country.
On theme though, it's very on brand.
Yeah,
I like this a lot. The only thing that I would have loved, what I would have loved is a reveal, a Sam Smith reveal. Like, what is underneath that?
I was waiting for that too.
I would have been obsessed.
Yeah, and what a juxtaposition to Sam has been getting a lot of criticism about their body. Kim is a trans artist. And so they're getting so much criticism from the group of people they are currently mocking, which is like Christian people, right? Which is interesting.
They came in as a unit. It was powerful, and they all crushed their performance. It was everything.
It was great.
A moment we love. Well, next we have Casey Musgraves.
Love this.
This is.
I love a feather.
Yeah.
So, okay. Here's the thing.
Very Dr. Seuss.
Yeah.
Very green eggs and ham. You know what I mean?
It's the truffula trees from the Lorax.
It's the truffula outfit.
Yeah.
Casey Musgraves always brings camp. And every single time.
Every time. Oh,
and
I love her.
And I just have to give her the nod to always bringing camp. I will say this is almost identical to a Kim Kardashian outfit.
What?
Really?
Yes. There was an outfit that Kim did. I'm trying to remember when it was. I think it was Balenciaga.
Yikes.
A few years
What
ago.
you're talking about.
Yes.
I know exactly.
In like a hot pink. Yeah.
Damn. Yes.
And she also wore a big, like, I don't know if it was a feather cape with it. Now I have to look it up.
I remember. Oh my God, I have it. Yes, it was hot pink and it was a onesie, like one unitard thing. Oh,
yes.
damn, Casey.
Oh, yeah.
And it's just the hot pink version of this. So that's where I got a little stuck.
Oh, man.
Okay.
Well, that's Valentino's fault. That's not even
That
Casey's
is true.
fault. Yeah.
Yes, she is wearing Valentino. So you say it was an outfit that was photographed so much. I was just so shocked that Valentino let that slide.
Yeah.
But maybe Valentino says, fuck you, Balenciaga, with everything.
Yeah.
Like, now we're going to redo a moment.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah. We'll just roll the dice again. I will say, too, when she had the cape out, it was looking a little cheap. The feathers looked a little sparse.
It's a little craft story to me. I don't know. This whole vibe is just a little bit like, first of all, Nashville always struggles with fashion, right? Like Nashville, like any Nashville artist, like country is not known for its fashion. It's like every country artist is like a dude with like either a cowboy hat on or like a John Deere hat on with like jeans and a button down, and then every girl is like in a tube dress. You know what I mean? And they come out and sing. It's like those are the two uniforms. Yep. So like and like the first artist, was country. This one's country, and it's like it's always just a little bit like, I don't know, like they're not on the same wavelength as like the coast, which is understandable.
Yeah,
but this to me. Yeah, I don't know. I just don't get it.
You're not a fan.
I don't get it. I don't understand it. I'm like, what am I even looking at right now? Like a bodysuit with like a Dr. Seuss cape.
Dr. Seuss cape.
It's a Dr. Seuss cape. Like
it is a little bit.
It's a little wild, but you know what I mean?
I can see
what do I know?
Trees.
Yeah.
Oh,
I like the concept. I like the concept of it. I think being a little daring.
That's the thing.
I prefer this color to the hot pink one. I guess maybe the hot pink one would have made
nice color.
A little bit more daring. It's a nice color. I'll give it.
But I do appreciate the risk.
The risk. Yeah.
I appreciate the risk
for that.
Next, we have Doja Cat. Doja Cat in Atelier Versace.
Versace, yeah.
Just dripping in latex.
Yeah, this must have... She really commits.
She does.
If you give her anything, she commits, because I know how much baby oil and lube this takes to get on. This is like really crazy.
It's painted on.
Yeah, it's painted on. She has the best body ever. Oh my God, her body is sick. Also, she has been giving us moments. She like owned Paris Fashion Week, owned it in both good and bad ways. Like,
yes,
amazing. She looks so bad. She got talked about. She looks so good. She got talked about, and that red look was a commitment. I know this looks like a serious commitment. I love how she does monochrome too. She loves a monochrome vibe.
Yes,
I love it.
I love the no eyebrow. It's been working for her.
Love her.
I think it looks fantastic.
I know there are some individuals who have attempted it, and I'm just like, we should go back to the brow. But Doja looks amazing.
Been rocking it.
That hair and no eyebrows, not on Doja Cat, is one of the most insane looks on the planet. That's like the kind of look where you're like, oh my God, Doja looks amazing, and then you do it, and you're like, whoa!
Yes, you look like Crispin Glover. Like,
exactly.
Crazy.
Doja Cat pulls off the craziest stuff.
I know. Well, she's just so stunning. But no, I am. This is one of my favorite looks of the night. I especially like you were saying too, Justine, coming off of Fashion Week, where she was giving so much drama that I felt like this was just enough. Because after Fashion Week, my expectation of some of the artists was like, this is your time to give it to us. But with Doja, she's just been giving us so much that I'm obsessed with this look because it's giving so much, but also it's not like, it's also like a classic cut. So like just stunning, but then it's latexy. So it adds a flavor to it. I and the latex train like knocked me off my socks. Like it's amazing. She is
it's latex, but feels timeless for some reason. Maybe it's the cut. I guess it's the cut of it.
The cut looks like a 50s like gown, but then like it's straight up Matrix material.
It's true.
It's like trash bag material, especially the top. It like rolls up like a trash bag. It's insane.
It does. That top twist.
It looks like the type of material where like they put you in it and then they use heat guns to like get it to shape your body. You know what I mean?
Wow, honestly, we wouldn't be surprised. We wouldn't be surprised with Doja what she figured out how to.
Yep.
Sick.
Yeah. I love this.
All right. Next we have BB Rexa.
I have a lot to say about
Moschino. Yes, please dive in.
I really feel like with this young lady, BB Rexa, who I only know that one song on Blue, which is not even hers. I feel like there are too many references put together with one look.
Yes.
This is Barbie. This is Jeremy Scott. You can tell this is Moschino by Jeremy Scott. This is Marilyn Monroe with the pinky ring on the glove. It's Farrah Fawcett on the hair. It's Barbie again with the makeup. I feel like there's too many references and we need to just, who is BB? I don't know who I'm not a huge fan of BB either. So there's that too, that I think I'm missing that also. But I just thought there were too many references to the past and I needed some originality in here.
Wow, I feel like you just knocked that out of the park. That's exactly what it was. I couldn't figure out what it was because I was like, in theory, there's a lot that I love about this.
Yep.
But there is something, and it's exactly that.
Yeah, because they executed really well. Like that, all those hairs are in place.
Oh yes, it's like she looks absolutely stunning. But it's like, especially with the Barbie movie coming out, there's a lot of like the Barbie core that's popular right now. So I think that the Barbie core is popular. So I think that that's fun with the kids on the TikTok.
It is.
But yeah, I think if the gloves would come off, the jewelry from the gloves would come off, just the dress, and maybe the hair, not so Farrah Fawcetted Barbied out, maybe a pony, like a high pony, or something slicked back, maybe short slicked back hair, something.
You call it Barbie core. I call it Jersey Shore. Right? You get rid of those gloves.
It is the cut. The cut is
kind of Jersey Shore vibes.
Yeah.
Because it's just a little too much.
Well, it's just like, it's just the color and the cut is so just like Jersey Shore reunion, dude. Like the reunion show a little bit.
Yeah.
It's like, you know what it's like? They took a Jersey Shore outfit and then made it gowny, you know? Like they put some long trains on there and like.
You know, if you cut the bottom part off, that definitely is a top.
Yes.
I could be seen. Throw a tight jean on that and that would be a... That would be at bed. Ronnie would be very interested in talking to this individual at bed club.
Yeah.
Club bed.
Oh, God.
And what's her name would be freaking out? Sam.
Yeah, Sam.
Sammy.
But I think now.
Love her hair. I think that's my favorite part of it.
The hair is good.
Yeah, no, she looks stunning. It's it's just a little much. All the references are a little much. Now speaking of stunning, we have Cardi B next. We have Cardi B next.
Yeah.
And
leave it to Cardi though. She's gonna bring some drama. She's gonna make a little bit of a show or something. That I appreciate. That I definitely. And it's the Grammys. This is her award show. The music industry. Come with something. But that I appreciate. We have something to look at and something interesting to talk about, I think.
She was my best dressed of the night. I loved this.
This is amazing.
The construction is so interesting.
Yes, so sculptural on a curvy woman. Oh, I love it.
Incredible. So the designer is Gaurav Gupta, which if listeners, if you have not looked up Gupta's designs, they are incredible. They're all very like architectural, but almost like sea creature-y, and the movement is just unbelievable.
Yeah, this one's incredible.
And Kaity in this, with it having that almost like a wave going over her head and that electric blue, it feels like she's like coming out of the sea.
Yeah.
This is like a piece of artwork.
It is art.
Yeah. It's art.
Definitely.
Yep.
It's art, and her body looks unreal in it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's incredible.
And even this one picture, you can tell how short she is, which I love.
Yes.
Yeah, it looks amazing.
I also feel just shout out to Kaity, because this is a dress that does not need many accessories.
Yep.
Oh, that's true.
Yep.
And she did just the perfect amount. No necklace to me. If you would have thrown a necklace on this dress, it would have been felt too top heavy with that wave coming over.
Yeah.
Agreed.
It's just shocking. Like, I could look at it all day long. Like, this dress, stare at all day long. Oh, well, everyone, next we have Shania Twain.
I feel like we're back in a Dr. Seuss novel.
Yes. Yeah. This is like, Natasha, did you look at this and say, like, is this Sia's outfit that she stole from her?
Oh,
I didn't know who this lady was when I first saw it. First of all, I was shocked.
She looks unrecognizable.
She looks
I see what you're saying. Yeah.
Oh, I had no idea. I was like, this is not
I had no idea
Shania.
who this was.
She looks actually insane. Like, she looks amazing. She's another kind of like Mary J. Blige action. You're like, how old is this person? How old is
She's
Shania Twain?
57.
How is this possible?
I had to look it up. Yeah.
I'm just...
No,
I'm just so confused.
It's so wild.
I don't.
And
wild.
What I will say is, out here being like, hey, show us some risky fashion moves. So you know what? Maybe, I'm like, you know what? You swung and you missed, and I appreciate a swing, but I don't understand what's happening. If the suit and the very tall hat would be maybe black or white, it would, like, let's just say this whole thing was all black.
Yeah, right.
That could work.
With that sequiny pattern, it would still be kind of wild, but it would be like, all right, this is a choice, but it's interesting.
Yeah.
But the polka dots with the red wig
hair.
That wig.
I am just, it's like Shania is music legend, icon, like could wear anything and would be like, you look amazing, you're Shania. So this was a choice and a half.
Another element, country artist.
It is a country artist.
And a country lady. That's a country lady too. Oh, wait.
Not the pattern. Oh God.
Yeah, well, Shania, and also then
her
the red
hair. I was about to say, this I'm assuming is a wig, but did she dye her hair red? Is she like sporting red hair now?
I don't think so. I think this is like just the wig.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I don't understand the red wig choice either.
Yeah. That either.
I don't get it either. Yeah.
She should have just gone white and then been like Cruella DeVille.
Yes, half white, half black.
Yeah.
Half white, half black. That's what it is.
Just gone with it and done that.
Though.
Yeah.
And then had like 3 or 4 Dalmatians. That would have been amazing.
You might as well just do it.
Yeah.
If you're gonna do it, just do it.
Yeah. I loved Pharrell's. I know Pharrell's not in our lineup for today, but I love Pharrell's outfit. First of all,
Pharrell.
It was the Grammys. Love that.
Pharrell and they're not in the lineup, but Pharrell, Steve Lacy's outfit. Also Lil Uzi Vert, who's not on the lineup, but shout out Lil Uzi Vert.
Love Lil Uzi Vert.
Full spikes, gelled spikes.
Yeah.
Was wearing
Spikes.
Comme des Garçons, looking incredible.
Like
punk rock
extreme.
Got it.
And just had like a diamond snake necklace.
Sick.
Fantastic. All right, next we have Lizzo.
Oh,
Lizzo in Dolce
favorite
and
girl.
Gabbana.
My God, I love it so much. I
love her face. I love the makeup. I love the hair. I love the little swirl in the center. I love the styling all the way.
Mm-hmm.
This is a perfect example of bringing absolute elegance and glamour to the red carpet, but also coming in with a bang and it being like, wow, like this is drama. It's, you know, it's not your typical red carpet. It is that this is the perfect example to me. Yeah. Of like, you can do both, right?
I like the color a lot too.
The color's incredible.
Yeah, the color's so beautiful.
Love the orange. Yeah.
But yeah,
I think also it's like very on brand with Lizzo. I think she wants to take up space. I think that's her music is about that. Her whole vibe is that, and I love that she brought that on the runway brought that on the red carpet with this huge cape that's huge and just like takes up all the space around her.
She came, and I was so glad that, you know, obviously with all of her wins, all the nominations, and then wins, that she just showed up in this outfit, and it's just and the makeup is incredible.
Yeah, beautiful.
Yeah,
incredible.
Gorgeous. I like the boning on the dress too.
Yes.
I love
I like how it's like inside out, right?
I love the structure of it.
The cleavage is looking fantastic in the structure of this outfit.
Yeah.
Stunning.
Love
it. Well,
love
speaking
it.
of stunning,
Oh god.
we have Beyonce, who broke the records officially. Yeah. She is the artist with the most Grammys of all time, I believe now. Holy smokes.
Yeah. Wild.
Now, Beyonce apparently got stuck in traffic, and so we did not see this outfit on the red carpet. But the second I saw this outfit, the one thing that I could think, and this is Gucci. Yes, Gucci. The one thing I could think was, in 3 months, we will be seeing mixed medals everywhere.
Yep. Everybody's prom.
Beyonce just this was a fashion moment that just changed our fashion direction in 3 months. Obviously, we're all going to be behind by numerous months because now we're going to have to catch up. But we often do not see ever, whether it be jewelry or colors and gowns or, you know, any sort of outfit, a combination of gold, silver, steel, different metals together. We all typically just see like uniform gold, uniform silver, like, you know, whatever. This moment with this gown, just know that if you're a person out there who goes, I just wear gold and I don't wear silver with it, well, you'll be wearing both in 3 months because that's going to be what's in style.
Everywhere.
And it looks incredible.
I love the mix with the black leather too. The mixed metal with the black leather does something. I love that.
Yes. It's like, it almost looks like graphite. Like it's also a metal itself. Like it looks like it's also... And I love how all the three have different textures.
Yeah. I love that.
Yeah, and even the back of the silver on the skirt looks like the black, that obsidian dark black of the glove. Yeah.
She didn't miss a moment. Nope. she didn't miss a moment.
She matches her Grammy, which is dope.
She does match her
Grammy.
Matches
the Grammy. Yeah.
That's true. I love
Stunning.
it. She's getting us ready for the Renaissance World Tour. The girls, get your metallics together.
Yes. Get all those metallics.
Get it together.
And then speaking of World Tour, we have Harry Styles next, who has been on World Tour for 3 years now, it feels like.
Ever. Yeah. Oh my God.
Listen, I'm about to get torn apart by the Harry Styles stands. I love Harry Styles. Who doesn't? I love Harry Styles, and I love all the risks.
Well, he's very unattractive.
He's not a handsome man at all.
He's not good looking, and I think that's tough for starters.
I love the risks that Harry Styles does in the fashion world. I think he's been very important in the fashion world with the risks that he will take. This was not it for me.
He wears this. He wears this all the time.
I was about to say, I also looked at this and thought, didn't he wear this before?
He did.
Yes.
He's
That's
worn
what
this before.
It's like I like it. on
him.
I
like it. Yeah.
And I think it's a really cool outfit, but I swear to God, I've seen him on stage during his tour. It looked like maybe it was like a Taylor Swift. He was too busy being on world tour. He walked straight in from one of his forum shows wearing these overalls that he's worn on tour.
It's like too standalone too. Put a wig on him. Get some
Put something else going on. It's just by himself.
He needs a wig,
a blazer,
something else to give it some vibes. Some tons of I don't know.
A shirt underneath with like a very high collar, maybe.
Yes.
Like an outrageously intense collar, like clergy style. That's like over the top.
Yes.
Sure. Yeah, actually, that'd be kind of sick. Like that old ruler.
Yeah.
I was
missing something.
I was just kind of fantasizing seeing him. I was really kind of hoping that he'd like give us some like Elton John platforms, like some outrageously tall heels with like maybe a short, like a kind of like baby doll style dress that is like a suit coat, like a dress suit with like outrageously big pumps or something.
This doesn't feel finished.
Yeah.
I feel like he's missing some pieces, some accessories, some extra style.
Very true. Very true. All right, Harry. All right, next we have Black China.
Oh my God. Why was she there and not you guys? That's really weird to me. I feel like if she got in, you guys could definitely go.
Well, the internet went ablaze because of this outfit. What are y'all's thoughts?
Nope.
She looks like the Black Swan.
Yeah.
American Ballet Theater needs to call her up and borrow this for Swan Lake.
Definitely.
It's a great Black Swan. It's fantastic.
It is.
It's a leotard base to it. This could definitely work in a ballet.
I could be wrong. I think the fingers in the gloves are extended as well.
No, they're nail gloves.
They're or they're I don't even know if they're nail gloves, but I think the actual like it makes them look like long fingers.
Yeah. Huh.
This gives me.
Was there a designer or no?
I didn't see. I was looking for the designer.
It just says Black China. You're like, whoa.
Yeah. No.
Made it herself.
She made it. It does. I was gonna say it looks like Violet Chachki drag to me.
Yeah, it's an original.
Yeah.
I wouldn't honestly. I wouldn't dislike it if the tights were not there and the feathers up top and behind weren't there. If it was just a bodysuit with like the headpiece attached to it, I'd be fine with it. Even though it's but it's the leggings. The see-through leggings. The stockings. There you go. It's the stockings. The stockings that really put it over the edge for me.
They are not opaque. You can see that whole side tattoo.
Yeah, you can see your tattoo.
They are not opaque. And then the stockings into the shoes.
And the shoe look open toe, which is crazy.
That
is crazy.
It's an open toe shoe with a stocking, and that's what I can't get past.
What's the what's like the Vegas showgirl from the 50s? What is that called? I guess showgirl, but like when they wear this kind of thing, where it like
and they're like
bikini bottom, and then there has like the feathers.
Yes.
Is that just a showgirl? Is that
like the flamingo.
Yeah. She's like a showgirl from hell.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It's kind of like the demon showgirl.
God.
The demonic
showgirl.
Yeah.
I'll be honest with you. I don't hate it.
You don't hate it?
Really?
Like there's something weird. Like no, don't get me wrong. This isn't like good fashion to me, but there's something that like kind of weirdly works. Like I guess I'm more blown away. Like that's a lot going on, and it doesn't look put together. Like let me put it this way. I feel like we've seen things that are put together worse than this.
Yeah.
And it looks like whoever made this thing, like there's so much detail going on. It's crazy.
It is expensive.
I mean, look at how many things. I mean, everything's angled and dripping.
The bodice. No, you're right. It's like, okay, that's what I'm saying. If you got rid of the stockings, you'd help me out a lot.
Right.
Like that, I'd be a little more like, okay. The shape is still, I wish the feathers extended farther because there's kind of this strange shape going on, like egg type shape with the feathers. If they would be out more like a peacock, but
it's sad. She was blocking somebody's view the whole night.
I know. Someone was really trying to see. Someone was trying to see. All right. Well, last we have Trevor Noah, who is the host of the evening.
His hair looks great. I just have to say, we've gone through a real journey with Trevor and his hair. I think this is the best I've seen his hair look. It looks so healthy. It looks like somebody went and did a shingling method. Everybody just individual curl by curl went in with some gel and got in there. I love his hair, and I love his facial hair too.
Yes, I like the facial hair a lot.
His glam is great.
His glam is good. His glam is good.
Yeah.
His glam is good.
Yep.
I think he looks nice. I think the tailoring is nice. I am the worst with having fashion critic moments with just tuxes. I'm like, it's nice. If the tailoring
is the safest move.
Yeah, I mean, obviously as the host,
you're right.
The tux is, you're not gonna like probably show up in feathers, which I mean, he could. It would be a move. But you got to be comfortable for the evening.
Just hot guy in a tux. This is what this just hot guy in a tux.
Yeah, hot guy in a tux. Yeah, no, it's a little bit like
I like his little jewelry thing though, whatever that is. It's kind of
like a little pin.
Like a Star Wars Imperial thing.
A brooch.
It is a brooch. It is a brooch.
It's a brooch.
We were seeing quite a lot of brooches on the tuxes this round. I did notice many a brooch, which I do love a brooch. So shout out to a brooch.
Same. Yeah, me too.
It does it does lift up a tux.
Jess really nails a brooch. You're a big brooch person.
I wear a lot of brooches. I can't lie to you.
She does.
I do. I wear a lot of brooches.
Jess kills a suit jacket with a brooch.
Thank you.
I could see it.
I do a lot of when I go out at night. I wear a large suit coat often, and I just throw a different large brooch on and just call it a day.
It's a vibe.
It's comfy.
Do you do a collective?
Sometimes I'll do a bunch of brooches.
A family? Yeah.
A family of brooches. Sometimes I just do a singular large brooch if I'm trying to be a little more like clean. But it's comfortable. I just wear a big oversized suit jacket and we're done.
Yeah.
You know? Nice. I don't have to like go to dinner and unbutton my suit pants because I don't normally wear pants with it after a full meal. I just don't wear pants. I just throw some undies, big suit jacket. We're done. Easy.
Nice.
Oh, well, I think we did a pretty decent job.
I think we did a great job.
I think we did a good job with this fashion critic moment. Thank you both so much for joining us.
Oh, thanks for having us.
Thanks for having us. This was fun.
Before we let you all go, we have to have a moment to discuss. So you both have decided sayonara to this season of The Bachelor, and you are covering Married at First Sight instead. So how is it going?
Oh my gosh, it's going great.
It's going great. It's fun. Yeah. Married at First Sight, it's a fun show. It's such an interesting social experiment. And it's giving us a lot to talk about and kind of relate back to our own lives. I recently got married. Justine's boyfriend moved into her same city. So we're just seeing a lot happening on this season that we can relate back to in our real lives and like bring in to the conversation. And yeah, we've been having a lot of great conversations. The couples are a mess. You know, that's kind of usually how it goes on these shows. So pretty standard. They're giving us lots to talk about. And yeah, it's been fun. I think we've been having a great time covering and exploring something new with our community.
One of my most favorite things that is happening on your podcast episodes are the conversations that are coming from this show. I feel like with The Bachelor, you know, we've all watched it many times, so it's kind of the same conversations when it comes to relationships. But with Married at First Sight, you all are having these conversations about, you know, like with different people's personalities, like the cuddling versus kissing conversation. That would it be better to be with someone who you're their first love or someone who's on a rebound?
Yeah, there are 5 couples. They're all so different. They all come from like different walks of life. So each couple brings something new to talk about. There's one couple, as you said, she doesn't like kissing. And so they're dealing with like physical intimacy issues. There's another couple where he made a comment about her body and we had to like deal with that. And they have to like pick themselves back up from that conflict. And they're just very dynamic couples. So it's giving us a lot to kind of like parse through, which has been fun, adding to the conversation.
Yep, agreed.
And what are your thoughts with upcoming shows that you all might be covering?
So we are going to do a perfect match.
Yes.
Which is coming on Valentine's Day. So excited. Are you guys doing a perfect match as well?
I don't know. We're going to have to talk about it. We're going to have to talk about it. But
yeah,
I can't wait to listen to your recaps on it. Oh my goodness.
Thanks. Super hyped for that. Yeah. Netflix. And it's like Netflix has done enough shows now that they have like their own little like superstars and like their own Netflix reality royalty, and they've nabbed some great people for this cast.
Yes, I think this show is going to be a gift. I think we are being given a gift with this show 1000%. Have some wild personalities coming on.
Thank you, Netflix. So yeah, we'll be recapping that starting next week too on the pod.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Okay, well, I'm very excited for that. So family, if you have not started following and subscribed on Patreon to Two Black Girls, One Rose, what are you doing? It is so good. Justine and Natasha, fantastic. Currently doing Married at First Sight. And now here, perfect match. So excited. If you want to find the Patreon, you can find it in the episode notes. Thank you both so much for joining. We so appreciate it.
Aww.
Thanks for letting me hang out with you guys. Appreciate it.
You're welcome, Evan. I know Evan is not normally in our hang, so welcome.
And I can't wait to have you guys on our show whenever you guys are ready to come.
Whenever you would like to have us on, I would love to have some conversations, especially about some of these married debacles going on, some of these marriage situations. I have some thoughts.
Yes. Can't wait to have you guys. Thank you for having us. This was so fun.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you. We so appreciate you both. Well, thank you so much to Justine and Natasha. You know, this was a new, we've never done any sort of like fashion moment. So thank you to them both so much for joining us and just delivering their expertise, opinions, and critiques. And
I enjoyed it.
I like doing it too. Let us know if you enjoyed a fashion moment. Maybe we can throw in fashion moments with different award shows or whatnot every once in a while.
Yeah.
But that was so much fun. Thank you. Make sure to check out Two Black Girls, One Rose, specifically on their Patreon. They are amazing. We love them. Should we do a question?
Yes.
Let's do a call home moment. Let's do a call home
family.
moment.
What's going on with you? Let's check in.
Talk to us. Talk to us, the family.
Hi, Jess and Evan. Just wanted to quickly say how much I love the podcast.
Thank you.
I'm calling to get some advice on healing after a breakup. I recently got out of a toxic 5-year relationship where we were basically both trying to change each other instead of just accepting that we were two different people that would never work out. And now that I'm single, I feel like I don't have a solid grasp of who I am outside of that relationship. Do you have any advice on how to tap into your most genuine, real self? I feel like I've been playing a role for years and I'm ready to know and accept who I really am, but I don't really know what steps to take. And you both seem, to be confident in yourselves and you seem to really know who you are and accept yourselves. So I figured you'd be the right people to ask. Anyways, thank you so much and I appreciate you both so much. Bye.
First of all, I'm so sorry for any of the pain that you're feeling and going through. I will say in an encouraging moment that I know for myself personally, one of the biggest transitions for me to really discover who I was and find myself was during mine and Evan's breakup. Yeah. So I think as painful as a breakup is, and it is, the healing process can be difficult and it can be discouraging sometimes to just give you a light at the end of the tunnel, that I think it's sometimes the most transformative space for people to truly have those moments where they really are able to discover who they are and start really loving on themselves and really just kind of shift the direction of your life wherever you want to go. So I just want to say that first and foremost for you, that there is that light is coming through for sure.
Yeah.
Okay. I've got a few thoughts.
Okay.
First and foremost, I would say, and I feel like I've said this 100 times over the years, but I think it is extremely important to make sure that you are protecting your mind on social media. So I am always a huge advocate that one of the most important things is to remove any sort of temptation to look back at the old relationship while you're in the process of healing, because I think it can then make someone, at least for me, I would always feel myself getting really stuck. So specifically when Evan and I did break up for those, year and a half or whatever, as soon as you and I broke up, I deleted all of my social media because you were on it and I didn't want to see what you were doing, because I know...
And that was Facebook, by the way. It's a different era.
That was Facebook. Oh my gosh. Or at least that was the main one.
Evan is eating or whatever,
No, exactly. I couldn't be knowing what you were doing every moment of every
day. Evan is dating 7 girls at once. It's normal stuff.
All of his updates on another date.
On another yacht.
But all of your tagged photos, it was torture. It's you don't want to see that.
Tagged photos are brutal.
Tagged photos are brutal. So, I was just I know that if I have the opportunity to see what he's up to, that I'm going to feel myself. First of all, social media, it's just, you get a piece. So often it's a lie. So you're seeing this whole this is happening for this person. And I would feel myself always getting so caught up in that. So I would say, first and foremost, to maybe remove any of that, whether that's blocking, hiding someone, hiding their things so you're not seeing their Instagram stories, getting off of social media, even having conversations with, mutual friends or friends to be like, hey, I don't want to hear what this person's up to. So if you see that person out and about, please don't come to me and tell me that you saw them and what they were doing. It's just going to make me spiral. So that's always my first recommendation when you are attempting to heal from a breakup. And really discover who you are. Any thoughts from you before I continue to rant?
I just would say don't even worry about relationships now. Don't even think about any of that stuff right now. Just have fun, experience life, take risks, try that class you wanted to try, go on that trip you wanted to try. I want to try surfing. Go surfing. Just start doing a bunch of stuff. And then as you do stuff, you'll find what makes you happy. You'll find things that tickle your fancy. You'll maybe meet people along the way. Don't put too much pressure on anything right now. Do the opposite of pressure. Don't look for anything. Just be and cruise and be open, and all the pressure's off now. You don't have to be in the fake relationship anymore. You don't have to feel all the pressure. You don't have to be toxic anymore. All that's gone. Just breathe and be.
Yeah. No, I think that an active way that you can do that is in a similar sense to social media. And again, I know I say it's way easier said than done, but if you have a lot of close relationships that are connected to that ex, because I know you were with this person for a long time, if a lot of your friendships are very connected to that individual, I would maybe I'm not saying by any means cut those out, but maybe reevaluate. Are these my people or are these my ex's people? And if they are my ex's people, but I've begun to really love them, are the things we do what my ex enjoyed?
Yeah.
Or are they things that I really enjoy? And just take kind of evaluate as you move through life, just kind of evaluate some of those things and go, all right, this person, when we hang out, we typically do this. Is this because this is what my ex liked to do? Or is it because it's something that I really enjoy? And here's the thing. You might discover that a lot of the things that your ex enjoyed, you maybe enjoyed too. And you don't have to cut those out. You can continue to do those, but you can just do those in a form that's just simply yours.
Yeah.
Or maybe you discover that what your ex enjoyed doing, you don't like at all. And then you start experimenting with new things. But I do think it's important. I agree with what you're saying to just be, but I also think it's important to, in this phase of pain, to distract yourself with new. So
I agree.
I think
get out there and start doing stuff.
Don't
focus on anything specifically. Just go.
Yeah.
Do.
And
try.
And just try to, maybe step out of your typical maybe habit. If it was like, oh, every Sunday we would go to this coffee shop, you don't have to then go, I can't do that at all anymore. Be like, okay, maybe every Sunday you can still go to get coffee, but maybe go to a different coffee shop and just change it up. Like you don't have to turn your world upside down, but just small new things. I think you'll really start to discover what you love.
Yeah.
And then from there, I think you can discover like, you know, who you are, or what you love, what you love doing and how you love existing. And I think that falls
You'll find it
in place. Yeah.
You'll find it. It'll like happen to you. It's not like if you search, it's not like you're searching for it. It just happens.
Yeah.
You'll just find the things that mean a lot to you.
1,000%. I know, like I was saying, when we broke up initially, like I started, you know, I felt lucky because I was in a situation where I was off at college and it wasn't a college that you were part of. So I was having like I was able to be with different people and friends. And I highly suggest that, meeting new people and hanging out with different people who don't know you as the partner of such and such, or like know you as a unit, but just know you as simply you. And sometimes people can be a nice mirror where you can then see yourself and go, oh, that's how people see me, just as me, not as like the partnered person, but just as me. But I just remember, you know, starting back up at college and having a lot more time that's just yours. And at first it can feel kind of lonely because you're used to having someone there doing it with you. But soon I really began to savor it. And I realized that it wasn't your fault, Ev, but I had been like trying to make always things a unit and stepped away from certain things that I loved doing. I all of a sudden realized like, oh, I used to love doing musical theater and I stopped doing that because it took so much time. And now I'm going to do that. Started doing musical theater again, and I met a whole new community because of that. And I started then through that remembering other things that I loved doing. And then by the time that you and I got back together, and I know you were saying this was a toxic relationship, so let's just say when, you know, you find eventually one day potentially another relationship, but by the time that happens, you're like, I feel more solid in who I am.
Yeah.
And then you're able to start on that foot.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Well, I mean, I know you probably feel a lot of things right now, but I would just say feel excited.
Yeah,
like,
definitely.
You're out of it. A lot of people never get out of that stuff. A lot of people stay there forever, and then they wake up at 65 and go, what the hell happened to my life?
Yeah.
Like you get a new shot.
You know? You do. This is a new beginning for you.
New shot. And take advantage of it. Have fun.
Enjoy. Start to soak up those moments and really love yourself.
Yeah.
Well,
we love you guys.
We love you all so much and hope that you have a wonderful, wonderful week. Remember, you are not alone. We got you, family. We got each other. And we love you all.
We love you guys. Have an amazing week. And we'll be back with whoever's chasing clout next week.
We'll see who this wants the social media gains,
and we're
baby.
coming for them.
We're going to go over and come for them.
Love you all.
All right. Love you. Bye.
Bye.